101.69.
You're watching IKTV, Channel 112. It's all about you.
Paddler's Diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
Founder of VJ's Restaurant. Visual Arts, Mr. Roy Dragon Ralph, an iconic mass man. Heritage and legacy, the spiritual Baptist religion with their perseverance and unwavering faith. Dr. Frankie McIntosh, a musical genius and soca producer. Last but not least, in literary arts, Dr. Adrian Fraser, an esteemed historian, author, and educator. So we are inviting you to come out and experience an evening of cultural pride and heritage as we recognize these exceptional individuals for their impactful contribution. It's happening on Saturday, April 19th at the Nazareth Regional High School, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn at 6 in the PM. Tickets available at Eventbrite, Standard Shippers, Standard Caribbean Shipping, Woodsy Restaurant and Bar, and from any member of the Dynamite Cultural Organization. Admission is only $130. Let's all embrace the majesty of our history. So please don't miss it.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us. We were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you."
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different
We
lane.
gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now.
Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that
Boom 1069.
hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, Channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
Paddler's diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
Biggest throwbacks.
It's a summertime affair. Shut it. Ha! Rave on. Sun and fun in the atmosphere. Oh yes.
In the summertime when the weather is high and you can stretch right up and touch the sky. And when the weather is fine and you got women on your mind. I'm gonna drive in the ride and see now what I can find. Now if your daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. And if your daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speeding down the lane, even though the speed limit is 25. And when the sun goes down, I'll make it with my cutie pie.
Who's it? Pretty little woman, sexy as can be. Sweet as honey, sting like bumblebee. Shawty say pretty little woman, sexy as can be. Sweet as honey, sting like bumblebee. It's a summertime affair in the atmosphere. I'm a lover, attire and the clothes that she wear. Some of them are bun up, them tires, some of them are draw down gear. Well, some of them are shine up, some are wax up, not a sign of snare. Gotta be rolling in my crystals that the girls them stare. This is Shady and Raven as your ultimate peer. Taking care of our career, so tell the world beware. Cause it's a brand new selection for your musical era.
So we say what we want, and we say what we need. And we love everybody, but we do as we please. And when the weather is fine, we go fishing in the sea. We're always happy to live life, that's our philosophy.
must say gumby. All get a youth enough to take me example of. Enough girl and girl in a bungle. Girl from Greener, girl from jungle. Enough girl and none of them must say gumby. All get a youth enough to take me example. The one burner base is not work again. The one man for have all 50 girlfriend. You start drink road, start drink it again. You have to have a stamina for service them. When me talk about enough girl, just understand what me mean. Suppose I want to line up on a neck ball team. One girl can't make the team neither. Two girl can't fulfill me dream. So me have to make a walk out of what my scheme. Girl give me money, girl keep me clothes clean. Girl for cook, girl for press, girl stitch me, girl for need someone for you. Enough girl and girl in a bundle. Girl from Rima, girl from jungle. Enough girl and none of them must be grumpy. All get a youth enough to take me example of. Enough girl and girl in a bundle. Girl from Rima, girl from jungle. Enough girl and none of them must be grumpy.
Back to the future.
Call up and hang up the phone to let me know you made it home. Don't want nothing to be wrong with part-time lover. If she's with me, I'll blink the lights to let you know tonight's the night for me and you, my part-time lover.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talk is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really value my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in, please sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwback.
Remember it was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining from earth. Here is us under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow, want me tell him to flee. I tell you it was under the sycamore tree. The sun stopped shining from earth.
Name is a mention. Ask yourself this question. Wanna say wanna what done man? And I wanna run the program. Tell me, have you ever stopped to think what make a girl cheat? Have you ever asked her if she like how you do it? You need to check yourself before you start taking your teeth. You're not ready for this yet, boy.
Me want to took off a Jacqueline, but me have to draw for my rubbers, for my rubbers. Sex nice, but the hate sting. We make you die like flowers, die out like flowers. Me want to took off a Jacqueline, but me have to draw for my rubbers, for my rubbers. Sex nice, but the hate sting. We make you die like flowers, die out.
She pretty and she fit out with a later. She's dangerous, got them a bashman girl. Big bumper from them girl, they on the farm dangerous. Got them a bashman girl, fresh like a rose in a what girl clothes dangerous. Got them a bashman girl, me and me crew would have too dangerous. Got them a bashman girl.
Me on a fog, me on a bug, me on a star. Man on a hog, man on a tag, man on a star. Me on a house, me on a land, me on a car. Me love me God and me not stay far. Me not go run, me not go hide, me not go flee. Me not go thief, me not go turn no refugee. Me not go afraid of you, cause you not afraid of me. But me will take on your whole family, boy. You think me simple, but not take man for school. You want a ride, go get a donkey or a mule. You want to ride where you know own your own at all. Man a this, a man a that, boy you a fool.
Mr. Dangerous, original dangerous. Danger, danger, dangerous. I am dangerous, yeah, I am dangerous. deep in my chest, I am dangerous. Hey,
you believe you were tough. You believe you were tough, but you know rough like me. You know rough like me. Cause anytime me come dangerous. And anytime me come cantangerous. Me nicer than the coffee way.
Back to the future.
Yes, me melody, me don't anxious. No way. But boy, you walk out the place and I screw up the face and them not say it. Oh no.
Anything me say, wanna say,
off it fly out.
anything me say, wanna say,
Off it fly out.
anything me say, wanna say,
Off it fly out.
anything me say, wanna say.
Off it fly out.
Wanna British Airways,
We off it fly out.
wanna your Jamaica,
We off it fly out.
listen, a Eastern
We
Airline,
off it fly out.
on the new Concorde,
We off it fly
no
out.
on a Cayman Airline.
We off it fly
Come
out.
down, Jamina Kingston, out of Southern. Me and me virgin, we a sip toast out. Remember that the lizard foreign up it about. Yes, I that the lizard man the DJs go. Listen, I fi fly out.
We off it fly
Come
out.
down, I fi fly out.
We off it fly out.
Listen,
Big body girl, big body girl, like how they swing. Big body girl, them one thing like this here. Big body girl, like how they swing. Big body girl, them one thing like some girl. Nah no bottom, them nah have no bottom, Tom. Have no bottom, some girl nah no bottom. You know hear that? Nah no bottom, them nah have no bottom, Tom. Have no bottom, some girl nah no bottom. Me woman, my little girl by the name of Pam. Girl come a dance with her 10-ton bottom. I move her body to the rhythm pattern. And everywhere she go, them a pay attention. A dreadlocks man, did a pay attention. A ball at the park, me say pay attention. A flower gonna pass me, have to pay attention. Big body girl, like how they swing. Big body girl, and them a thing like some girl.
What I'm talking, stabbing cabin for this, I'm stabbing cabin, and stabbing cabin for this, I'm stabbing cabin, stabbing cabin for this, I'm stabbing cabin. Me say tell me, Mr. Nautilus, what is the meaning?
What is the meaning of cabin stabbing? Say when you have a girl in your house just loving, come down June and they must be roughneck chicken.
Yes, the meaning of cabin stabbing is when you book a night international in you and your woman hugging up and caressing and corresponding. Hell, the chicken is well seasoned. Cause that a cabin stabbing, that a cabin. Come down super cat, this a cabin stabbing.
Big whoop. World a girl cry, man. Big whoop. Step up and don't play. Girls of mercy, I am bad, mad, and no wicked in the bed. Wicked man and mad in the bed. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in the bed. Wicked man and mad in the bed. All of the girls of tell the world that I am wicked in bed. Bad, mad, and no wicked in the. All of the girls of tell the world that I am wicked in bed. Wicked man and mad in the bed. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in the bed. Wicked man and mad in the bed. Enough in the bed, me don't want Alfred. Don't want Tony, me don't want Ted. Me not promote Mama Man, all Mama Man for that. Pam pam, lick a shot in a Mama Man.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
SVG starts with OMG in the morning on the trending station. Wake up with the real Badman Bing and DJ Shady.
Outer road we a look now. James the Beyond celeb now. So ready for the
Throwback Thursday.
Right now, man, on the prowling style. You must find a girl to carry over. I will not join in. Trust me. Tonight I did on the hunting. All over town I am searching. Somehow I must take home something. Good Lord, tonight I must pick a pumpkin. I looking some nookie tonight. I want me some nookie tonight. I looking some nookie tonight. Just a little nookie tonight. I looking a nookie. A fat sexy nookie. I looking a nookie. One way full of glammy. I looking a nookie, want to satisfy me. I looking a nookie, and I don't care what it costs me. I looking some nookie tonight. I want me some nookie tonight. I got the music. Get up and move your body. Come on, let's do it. Let's get up and party. I'm in the mood, I'm sexy tonight. With every move, my body feels right. Hold me closer. So on and on we go. Baby, baby, let's party some more. Hold me closer. Hold me closer. I got this feeling, it's got my body moving, it's got me screaming, I just don't wanna lose it. Love's on my mind and the music is right. I got the time, I could dance through the night. Hold me closer. So on and on and on. When we were together, you were amazing.
Throwback Thursdays.
You started changing. Baby, I was the one who was trying my best to be true. Never thought that the things you were doing were no good for you. I gave you my heart, gave you my soul. You turn around and leave me. I gave you my time, treated you kind. You said you don't need me. Baby, gave you my heart, gave you my soul. You turn around and leave me. I gave you my time, treated you kind. You said you don't need me.
Hey, listen, young boy, you better come again. Look, you better recognize you should be shamed. Last night you were winning, but you lost the game. Whisper in my ear and calling me wrong name. What? Who the hell is Kim? What foolishness you talking? You better check yourself and go and check your head. Better call her for a ride to pick up your things outside. So long, my friend is on it.
Hey.
Bye. Well, after I cook for you, after I support
Hey, Shady.
gone and do. After I buy you gift or the
No, I don't like that template. I don't like that template on the screen. I don't like that screen template. Hey, Shady.
thought that you were the right man to love and treat me like no one else can. Just when I thought soon you would ask the question.
But Lord.
Simon and Susan. Who the hell is Kim? What foolishness you talking? You better check yourself and go.
6 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning on a throwback Thursday. Backing out Thursday morning.
When it's adios and goodbye. Tell all my friends about you and all of me family too. Boy, look where you gone and do. Thought that I was your baby.
Good morning to you, Tanya. Good morning to you, Tanya.
The wrong thing to mess with TC.
Come, Tanya, you know what you got to do.
I thought that you were the right man.
Jose Roberts, good morning to you. You know what you got to do? Shape the life for me this morning, darling.
Just when I thought soon you would ask.
Andy Freitas, darling, good morning to you, honey. Share the live. Let's get it going. It's just back now, throwback Thursday. Max Walker, who the hell is Kim?
You better check yourself and
Bonnie, that's Ryan. Share the live, darling. Share the live.
to pick up your things outside. So long, my friend.
Bernard Phelps, good morning to you. Share the live. Oh, it's Bernard Phelps. Hey, my DJ, the best DJ in the morning. Listen to remix.
To pick up your things outside. So long, my friend, it's adios and goodbye. You know I can't believe my ears. I just can't believe what I hear. All my names be calling me.
Listen to the remix, Bonnet.
Take me for a ride when I put in things on.
Mary Providence, top fan. Good morning to you, Shady Live. Amanda Charles, good morning to you, Shady Live. Amanda, good morning, ship the live, ship the thing.
Just when I thought that you were the right man to love and treat me like no one else can.
Buenos dias, my buddy George Valentine.
Soon you would ask the question.
Buenos dias, senior.
You calling me Kiseman and Susan.
Mazai Jack, good morning to you, buddy. You know what? I don't have to tell you, buddy. I don't have to tell you, Mazai. Watch me. Watch me.
Wake up with the real Badman Bing and DJ Shady.
Tita boy, I see a car on the back of a truck yesterday, buddy. Tita. A flatbed. Tita. You won't play have a car with L on the front of it. And I said on the back of a flatbed yesterday. L for Lexus now. Lexus. And it's a red car. But you know he's a labor man already. A red car. Oh, you chop it. You don't know this is not the year of labor, buddy. Take off the L. Take off the L, buddy. Good morning to my buddy Tita in Brooklyn, New York City. Sorry, buddy. I haven't gotten around to call ice on you yet, but I promise you I will. I know you all come back home, but you have no money to buy no ticket. But Trump will provide you with transportation money to come home. So don't worry, Trump will put you in the back of the plane and you will be coming right back home. So don't worry. I know you all come home, but you have no money to buy the ticket. But don't worry, Trump will take care of you. Accommodation is not provided, transportation will be provided as you are deported back home by ICE. Teacher! Hey, good morning to you. Listen, I thought I was going to have a horrible morning this morning. In fact, I came dressed to go straight back home. I was up all night last night, couldn't sleep. Hey, good morning, Hamo. Morning. My cup of coffee, he's going to call just now. Morning, Hamo, you're going to call just now, yeah? I was up all night last night. Literally. Up. Couldn't sleep. It's one of those things when you have something on your mind and it's stressing you out. And no matter what you do, you can't fall asleep. That was me last night. Good morning to you, Hamo. Good morning, my cup of coffee in the morning. Morning, buddy.
Good morning, Brother Bing.
Good morning. Let's go.
Brother Bing, you think I love to do what I do here? I do it for 16 years. I don't love it. And, but people meet me and they thank me very much. But I just want to say for the last few months, I've been having some very good talks with Linton Lewis. And I said, Linton, could I call your name? I said, yes. Dinky Balcom, could I call your name? Glenford Stroud, could I call your name? Because people, police officers, they meet me. 6 of them came in the yard here. I'm not here to boast about my credibility. I'm honest, and I'm the most knowledgeable person in this country on any given topic. More than any of the 15 Congo State politicians you have here in the
can't call the people.
Well, the thing is, let me say this, my brother. I will not call Big a Congo State. I would not call Honorable Anne Eustace a Congo State. I would not call good people a good Congo State. Bad people need to be called good names.
But you can't call
and you could call me Congo State. You could call me a Congo State. But I'm saying here, let me explain Congo State. I am saying the purpose of a politician, whether opposition or government, is to be honest with the people. And this is why you see Trump, all you like to talk about Trump and twist things about people coming back from America. Because I am saying, I said my son is in Taiwan. If you are in America and you're not there legal, don't wait for Trump. Because nobody have a right to be in any country. If you come to St. Vincent, you're not legal and you overdo your stay and they catch you, they'll send you back. So why you all literally going at Trump and not understand it was Biden who allowed people, criminals and murderers to come in America. And basically we're killing people and Trump said, no way, we're going to send it back. So you all want to go at Trump, but you all ain't going to go and say, let me just say this one thing. I spoke to Linton Lewis concerning what was happening with the NDP, and he said he's going to speak, and I hope that you can bring him on. Because for me, these 15 candidates, after I have done my research and I've sent in documents where you don't have the honor to get them, they're not even known by the people. I went through some pictures of them.
You can't say the people them not known. You can't say that.
Brother Bing, I don't know why you keep saying. Could I say, Bing, that you are one of the individuals that educate us more than them?
But you can't call if you.
Why is it you can't, Mr. Bing? Why should I? Why are you saying? Hold on. Why are you saying that I can't say it when it is true?
Okay, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't call it.
No, that is not how democracy works. Brother Bing, don't waste my time. Let me just say here, there's a serious problem here with our young children and our economy that I just want to just say quickly. We have a situation where we are number 4 for rape against our young children according to UNICEF. The document is there, but you can't say it. Because I said, Linton, yesterday, remember when I spoke about Adi Newsess? And I said Adi Newsess was not part of A1 China policy. He said, yes. I said, it is documented from you. You know? So, to go to the children, we have fought for rape against young children. And I'm talking here from the professionals at the ministry, at the hospital. And I'm talking here from the stats coming from UNICEF. Number 4, children 3 years big are being molested while we speak. 4, 5, 6, 7 teenagers. I saw something a few days ago. I cried. And you know why I cried? Because for me, I saw a young child, I'd say around 12, 13, and a big hard man around 17, 18, hugging it up in a sexual manner.
Wait. 13 and 17.
13 and 17.
They're both teenagers, Hamo.
My brother, let me say this. Let me go again.
17-year-old is a big hard
man. Yeah. No, my brother, let me go again. Because, with the law. The law states clearly that once you're under 15, really, I don't understand why, for God's sake, Mr. Gonsalves, because a 15 years a child. How the hell I warned my son when he was friendly with a 13-year-old in this village, used to come and say, Philan, we talk. I say, Philan, that is a minor. That's a minor. But what I'm saying
here... How old was Philan, girl? How old was the girl, Philan?
The girl was 13 and they were friendly.
How old was Philan when he brought the onion?
He was around 16, going 17 around.
Okay.
At the time. But what I'm saying here, I'm not talking about that age closeness. I'm talking now what is happening in St. Vincent when you look at the stats. We're talking big, hard-back politicians. We are talking big politicians and we hear names called up regular. And when you say, and I say that because the police come for you. I am talking judges. I'm talking all pastors going at our young children.
No, you can't say that. You can't say judges and all pastors. You can't
pastors
say
going at a court state. Yes. No, wait, no man. Let me say this. What the problem with that? What are you hearing from these 15 politicians and those politicians in the ULP? What are you hearing from the media? What are you hearing from all of the people who are responsible working with government to say no, zero tolerance to it? Instead, you're 15, it's okay. And I'm saying here again, what is the purpose of politicians? This is why I thank you. And this is why I thank God for the few persons who make presentations to say. And I'm saying it is time that we reject all of the head people at that sexual offense unit. That they only hear them when you invite them here.
You can't reject.
And I want to know, listen to me, you keep on. Why is it that you keep, brother, let me go on. Let me keep on going up here. I'm saying here, why are you saying that I can't? Hold on, let me answer something.
When I say can't, I mean you shouldn't say that these people are working hard. The sexual offense unit, they're working hard.
Listen to me carefully, listen to me, you're trying to muzzle me up. And I know people that listen because my lawyer, which is Linton Lewis, bailiffs, Frederick would be listening to me, hearing me talking, and other lawyers who I speak, I mean, I can't call me on the front part of the name, and they know what I could say. I'm saying here that if we sit and allow our young children to be raped, I call it a name of anybody. If I call a name, you could say I can't call names, and I call
No one.
Said I could generalize.
Hold on, Hammer. No one, especially young children, should be raped.
What the thing is that is happening? Because
young or old should be raped.
Let me tell you a last one and come off. I cried. My wife last week said to me, husband, you know, one of your best friends touch. This is allegations, of course. Let me make sure we don't come in. I'm not calling any name. Listen to me, no man. Listen, no man. This is time to, because I would expose my son if he do it. But anyway, so she said, you know, your friend touched a 9-year-old. I said, Jesus God help me. Why would any big man, oh God? To cut a long story short, Sexual Offense Unit, Hamilton want to work with you. Commissioner of Police, I want to work with you. Attorney General, I want to work with you. Lawyers Bar Association, Human Rights Association, I want to work with you. But it is time now that you all stop this hiding up and come and defend our young children. And no politician, whether the 15, you said I'll call them cook mistake, I'll call them jokers in the NDP. None of them should get a vote along with those in the ULP. They have failed us. Don't have any we have a conversation on how we're going to reject them, because they are not here even calling on your radio program and allowing me to talk with my throat away. It is time that all of those politicians in the NDP who allow our young girls to go down, our police officers who do not defend them, our judicial systems that do not defend them, it is time that we get them to help our country. God bless you for helping me here. Brother, make it take it easy to see a little child.
It's hard. It's tough.
But they want to get into power the love we. Lick up. Friday, you all the damn jokers. Get to hell out of this country. God, sir, get to hell out of God.
Boy, oh Lord, boy, oh God. What am I going to do with my partner? What will I do with my buddy, Hammer? Hammer, I love you. God, what am I going to do with you? What will I do with you? We got an exciting Bacchanal Thursday, throwback Thursday morning for you this morning. We got a short interview coming up with KCCU right about now. We got Council coming up at 7:45. At 8:15, we got the running man. At 8:15, the running man. I don't know if he's still running. You're running and you're running and you're running away. I don't know if he's still running. That's at 8:15 this morning from the Prime Minister's office. Then at 8:30, we've got Mr. Weeks this morning. And we got the Pink Panther coming in this morning as well too. We got Dr. Richards at 9:45. We got a lot in store for you this morning. It's a full Bacchanal morning. Let's take some commercials, come right back, and we deal with KCCU, and we start the Bacchanal. Take some commercials, Shady. There we go. Give me some ads here.
Looking for the right pair of frames to make you look glamorous?
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, and we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Paddlers diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
The Dynamite Cultural Organization presents our 2025 St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cultural Hall of Fame Induction Gala. Please join us as we honor our culinary arts inductee, Miss Veronica John, founder of VJ's Restaurant. Visual arts, Mr. Roy Dragon Ralph, an iconic mass man. Heritage and legacy, the spiritual Baptist religion with their perseverance and unwavering faith. Dr. Frankie McIntosh, a musical genius and soca producer. Last but not least, in literary arts, Dr. Adrian Fraser, an esteemed historian, author, and educator. So we are inviting you to come out and experience an evening of cultural pride and heritage as we recognize these exceptional individuals for their impactful contribution. It's happening on Saturday, April 19th at the Nazareth Regional High School, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn at 6 in the p.m. Tickets available at Eventbrite, Standard Shippers, Standard Caribbean Shipping, Woodsy Restaurant and Bar, and from any member of the Dynamite Cultural Organization. Admission is only $130. Let's all embrace the majesty of our history. So please don't miss it.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here.
Lord, you see?
Of course, yeah,
you
man. I see.
You see? And he never wrong, you know. He never wrong. As a human being, he never wrong in his life. How you doing, buddy? Good morning to you. Good morning.
I'm good. Good morning to everybody in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I hope you're having a great morning. What's up, babe?
You know, not a good morning, but a great morning.
Of course, man.
A great morning.
Another day alive.
Another day above the ground.
Exactly. That's how we do it.
Where's Ruth this morning? She told me she was coming to see me. Big hug this morning. Where is she?
She has other things to do with, so I'm the only one.
More important than me?
Oh, well, sometimes priorities take place.
More important than me? Anyway, you're good now. You're good. So, I know whenever you guys come, KCC, you come, there's always some big news, there's always something happening, something great happening. Tell me, what big news you have, something great that you have happening? Well, or you're planning or going to come. All right. Okay.
I can tell you. Okay. So right now we have our scholarship, our CPEA scholarship going on for 2025. The deadline will be April 16th, and it's for all our members who have a child who's sitting the examination, or you're a junior saver with us. can be applicable to apply. So we're encouraging all persons to be directed towards our Facebook page. That's KCCU SVG, that's the handle, as well as our Instagram page, which is the same handle, KCCU SVG. On our Facebook page, it's the pin post, it's a jot form. We're trying to do everything electronically this year.
Yes.
Given that
Keep it up with
the
the times.
scope of the world, even applications to university and etc. are done electronically, and then you hand in your physical documents when you get there. So we do have some physical documents that you will have to hand in after the application online. So one of these documents will be the letter of conduct that we get from the school along with the examination number, copy of the birth certificate, the ID of the parent or legal.
Of course, the
guardian.
results.
Yes. Well, no, the results we get from Ministry of Education. So this is just the application
that
part.
you have to bring.
Right. That they have to bring. And when they come to the credit union with these forms, they have a form that they sign off on, and that will be it until the application process is finished and vetted. So this is our way of let's developing our future, our members' children throughout their secondary school lives, even a part of their tertiary education as well.
It goes up to the tertiary as well, too?
Yes. We'll go up to community college if needs be. So we are there throughout the livelihood. KCCU have something for everyone from grave to grave, from cradle to grave. So we go through your entire process with you. The application is not only necessary for, let's say, academic purposes. We understand that there may be socioeconomic disadvantages for persons. So the application, our scholarships cater towards these things as well. So it's academic and socioeconomic. So we take everything into facet, everything into accountability to say we look at all these things, the academic performances, the extracurricular activities, you understand, your socioeconomic environment. We take all these things into consideration, and then we put them on a scale to decide who will be eligible for the application for the scholarship.
Okay, so let's talk about the CPEA scholarship.
Yes.
What does that entail?
It entails money being dispersed every year or even every term.
How much money?
It's around $1,600, but it depends. Right?
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yes,
that's a lot of money.
Yes, definitely. But it depends. It also depends on what type of scholarship it is as well. It even depends on the person's.
When you say what type of scholarship, you have varied scholarships?
So the tier that I'm speaking about, it will be academic and socioeconomic as well.
Okay, all right,
But
cool,
it even depends on if you are maintaining such. You understand? So we encourage persons who even got this scholarship to maintain a certain average throughout the secondary school tenure to be able to be getting disbursements over the period of time. So it's also an encouragement to persons to, yes, I did well at CPEA, but I also have to keep a certain average up throughout the entire secondary school tenure to maintain. Definitely.
And your conduct and your conduct.
Yes, your conduct as well. We have everything. Right. We have a document. Everything is on the jot form actually, explaining how you maintain your scholarship and how you can apply for the scholarship. So we're just directing everybody to our Facebook page. It's on our pin post. That's KCCU SVG, as well as Instagram. That's KCCU SVG.
All right. So you deal with your CPE. You deal with community college as well too. All right. What's the amount you deal with for community college? It's varied as well?
The thing is, with community college, you have to ask. Or you could inquire. You could request about it, and then we will facilitate that.
Okay.
We also have an educations committee. So the committee is who vets everything that is done, and then they make the decisions going forward.
Okay. Now you said it's open to all members, junior savers.
Yes.
But also members of KCC. Like I am a member. And my child.
Yes.
My child is eligible.
Yes. Once you are a member of KCCU. And you have a child, then that child is eligible. Or you have a junior saver. So a junior saver don't have to be, let's say, you are not a member of KCCU, but you wanted your daughter to be a member of our junior savers.
Right.
You could sign her up.
Okay.
Right. So that's why we say junior savers, because that daughter will have an account with us. So once that daughter have an account with us, you will be eligible to apply for.
Very good.
Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. We cater for everyone. We've been doing a lot this year. It's been a long year.
You've been very busy.
Yeah, it's been a long year. It's been a very, very long year. We just concluded our 2025 Mastermind Quiz Competition. Primary school quiz competition. We like to big up Spring Village Methodist Primary School. They were the winners. They were the winners this year. It was a very, very competitive competition this year, I must say. Big up to all the schools who came out and participated.
Mastermind.
Yes.
What do you mean? What did they do? What did they do?
So it's for us. It's like prepping them for their CPEA exam as well, because it's eligible for grade 5 and grade 6 students. So we have a quiz on the quiz is Jeopardy format. It's based on topics like mathematics, language, spelling,
That's very
all
good.
these things,
That's
right?
very good.
Well participated.
I noticed, and I must commend KCCU for this. You're investing heavily in education.
Yes,
and that's very good.
Yes.
That's very good. Okay, you're keeping a good eye.
Yes, it's part of our responsibility as well. We invest heavily in education. We invest heavily this year so far in our cultural and also in our sports industry. Big up to St. Vincent Grammar School, Mission 44 completed at the Inter-School Secondary Athletics Championship. They were the winners. We were proud sponsors.
Come on, Shady. Almost say Chavez. It's my child over there. It's my child.
We are proud sponsors of them. Congratulations to them. We also sponsored the live at Inter-School, and we also sponsored Girls High and Grammar School road relays this year.
Come on, Shady.
So,
Shady, do I have to tell you to play the applause again?
Come on.
Jesus.
So,
Lord.
in regards to the sports tenure that just completed in Service and in Reading Leeds, we were heavily involved in it, and we're involved in it going forward as well, because we have some sponsorship towards the teams that are going to the pen relays, which is actually recent. So they might be at
Pennsylvania. Yes.
Next
that's
week
big.
or the week
That's
after.
big.
Yes, that's very, very big.
That's big. That's one of the biggest games in North America.
Right, and they have
schools,
exposure and everything like that. Yes.
Come on, Shady. Shady, I had to tell you that again. Oh, Lord. Me call Hammer to deal with you, man. Call Hammer to deal with you. Okay, so I know you always have something extra to tell me.
Of course. We work so, like Marsha said, we work so hard and so.
Oh yeah.
We just want to party.
You just want to party.
We just want to party. So we have something coming up, and that would be our Revel. That's our Carnival Load promotion.
Revel. I like the name of that. That sounds like Roots. That sounds like Roots. That sounds like a Roots idea. Revel. Revel.
That's our Carnival Loan promotion. That's something that's coming up very, very soon. We're looking at the scope of things in environment. We're looking at the prices that these bands are putting out, the prices of parties inclusive. So we want to make a package that fits everyone, and that where everyone can enjoy this carnival season.
But these all-inclusive events are quite expensive.
Boy, so going up and going up. But to be fair, the experience has been going up as well.
No, I'm not complaining about the. It's an event.
Definitely.
It's an event, right?
A real movie.
But you need to get you really will need some extra financing if you wanna attend. So you're preparing to. You've got something to offer.
Yes, of course. Every carnival season we have something to offer.
Event.
Yep, we have something
parties,
to offer. Of course, have something to offer for that. And the thing is, what with our Revel Loan, it's not just carnival events or something to use it for. If you want to travel during that time, you could also travel during that time. If you want to do some rebuilding during that time.
So the party loan, that you offer, I could use it to go to Grenada, Carnival and party with that.
Of course,
I could go to St. Lucia and party with the loan as well too. Nice.
That's something we have coming up. That's we cater to all people in Simmons and Grenada.
And when would this be available from? Because I don't start to think already.
Very soon. Don't worry. Stay tuned to our Facebook and Instagram pages, please and thanks.
Once again, let's give us your social media.
All right. So our social media handles: Facebook KCCU SVG, and Instagram KCCU SVG. Also on TikTok KCCU.
You on TikTok as well too?
Man, we blowing up all over the place.
That's rude. I know it's rude. I know rude handling the TikTok for sure. For sure. You gonna deal with the Instagram and and Facebook. But I know Root will handle the TikTok for sure.
So if I tell you I handle the TikTok, what
No,
you
me
say?
believe that.
You
Me believe that. That's Root. That's Root. Yeah.
Come on. So people saying visit undergrad needs. Don't forget we have our CPEA scholarship going on right now. The deadline will be April 16th. I think that's next week.
That's
Wednesday?
next week.
Yes. It will be April 16th. So go to our Instagram and Facebook pages. Click on the link. Sign up, and even if you have more questions or you're not in a position to sign up at home or such, you can come to our branch and our customer service rep will facilitate in signing.
Do you have more than one location? Or
yes, we do have multiple locations. We have one in the Maricopa, we have one in Beckway, and also one in Canawan. Union, we have something called We May Be Back Up very soon.
Gosh, boy. Union people,
you understand? Union people, we know the struggles. We know the struggle. We're trying our best to be back up in Union very, very soon. So persons in Union, just wait a little while. We're getting back up very, very soon.
Okay, contact numbers?
Our contact number is 457-2409. You can contact us there or even via social media, message our page. Yeah. We respond very quickly. We try to facilitate you in any way, means, or...
Someone want to know how do you get an appointment?
Oh, to book an appointment with us is quite easy. You can contact us at the same number, 457-2409, and then our customer service rep will book an appointment with a loan officer with you based on the convenient time that you have.
And do you have walk-in days as well?
Currently, we don't have walk-in days. Walk-ins are something that we normally do when the season's quite hectic.
Okay.
So currently we don't have walk-in days. The appointments you best to do the appointment. Make an appointment with us.
And then wrapping up, is there anything else you want to add?
Or just like to thank our members. We are celebrating our 67th anniversary.
Wow.
On April 12th.
Shady, why you ain't playing the applause? Shady, why you not playing the applause? The people are celebrating 67 years.
67 years.
Shady, why you not playing?
We are the oldest credit union in St. Vincent and the greatest.
You the oldest?
The oldest.
Really?
Yes. We're the oldest, but you understand?
Yeah,
we're the youngest.
Cool.
Yes, so I would like to thank all our members. It won't be possible without you to be going so long and strong. We'd like to thank you. We deeply appreciate all the business that you've done with us. And we are here to serve you, and we look forward to serving you going forward in the future.
And where is your location in Kingston?
We are on Granby Street. We are next to the Kingston Seventh-day Adventist Church, or as people like to know what the building is, Mustique Building. We are located there. We also have a Western...
downstairs by the Cuban Cutlass. Downstairs.
Downstairs by the Cuban Cutlass. Why you doing, my guys? So, come on.
Downstairs by the Cuban... the yellow Cutlass.
But yes. So we just want to say thank you to all our members. It's been a great journey. We look forward to having many more years in the future with you all members and doing business as well, and in developing St. Vincent and the Grenadines in any way that we can.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Definitely.
I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate what KCC you guys are doing, especially in the field of education, and of course the party.
Yes, get ready.
Carnival is going to be around. It's already around the corner.
Definitely.
Yeah? So you want to get in and sign up and get your appointment.
Yes, definitely. Come in, sign up. To sign up, the things that you need: 2 forms of ID, salary slip, or job letter if you are employed, and a utility bill for proof of address. You can join up with as low as $305.
Just to become a member.
Easy process.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very
much.
No
problem.
All right. Got you again. That's the party and your education guys here at KCCU. We always appreciate having them in studio. All right. We got concert coming up next. In the meantime, let it go, Shady. Let it go. I said let it go. Education, Shady. Let it go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Yo, I'm not for the school, yo. Them think I'm asking. Yo.
So me say pull up your pants and put it on your waist and tuck in your shirt and don't bleach your face. Inna my days that me a meditate, so me study for the test, me no procrastinate. Early to school, me no have time for late. Sit down in a exam, am I the great? Me no get nothing less than 98. When school over, me never avoid the gate. school youth who no pants too tight. This a no dancing dynamite. Make your mother proud, you no see how she fight. Don't be a done said, be a top flight. You no see me intelligent, you no see me bright. Eloquence in me speech is a fairy sight. Ask any teacher in a me old school, let me tell you say me brain higher than a satellite. Pull up your pants and put it on your waist and tuck in your shirt and don't bleach.
Watch it, we got Kongsa coming up in a bit.
Me a meditate, so me study for the test, me no procrastinate. Early to school, me no have time for late.
After Kongsa, we got the running man.
Me no get nothing less than 98.
Don't know if you'll be running this morning again.
By the gate.
We also got Mr. Weeks this morning as well too.
Flash ratchet, you must no care how mommy would have feel if you.
We also got Dr. Richards and we also got the Pink Panther this morning as well too. And you know he comes, whenever he comes good. The Pink Panther, look out for him this morning as well too. We've got a full cast for you this morning. Full steam ahead this morning. And we got it all. And of course, I've got some things I want to raise in between. I hope I could get some time. I got something, I have a piece of back and I want to drop this morning. Listen, stay put. Shady Life. Let's go. Sylvester Arundel, good morning to you, buddy. Shady Life. Let's go. We got another 3 minutes before we get into Kongsa. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, Shady. Let's take a quick commercial break. And we come right back. When we come back, Kongsa will be with us. And we don't know what he's going to talk about this morning. He had a very interesting session yesterday morning on your rights as a citizen of St. Vincent. Your rights as far as the Constitution is concerned. Your rights with regards to policing. Your rights and the fact that you should know your rights. That was yesterday morning. I thought that was very, very interesting, and I really enjoyed yesterday morning session of Plain Talk. Let's see. Let's go, Shady. Let's take a commercial break. Come right back. Let's go.
Money Matters on Boom 106.9, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Paddler's Diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes. The family.
Service at its best.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
It's Kongsa Backstage. He just came. Okay, Kongso, just give me a couple seconds. Let me just read this. You get this, all right? Digicel, yes, Digicel. Welcome on board, Digicel. Thank you very much, Digicel, and welcome on board the #1 morning show in SPG. Give Digicel a round of applause. Yeah, I'll give them a round of applause. Yeah, welcome on board. Welcome on board, Digicel. Welcome on board. Hey, listen, Digicel is saying, Digicel is turning up the heat. Want to win a brand new microwave? It's easy. Just activate a 2-day plan or higher, and you will be in the running. And no pun intended here, and they're not making fun of any particular person here. All right, you will be in the running. To win, imagine popping your favorite snacks in style with your brand new microwave. No more coal leftover. Visit the sale in Kingston or Beckwith today and get in on the action. Stay connected, stay winning with Digicel. Let's go. It's now time for Plain Talk with Kong. So let's go.
Plain Talk. Plain Talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now. On OMG.
Kongsi, good morning to you. Good morning. Let's switch.
Good morning.
Kyle.
Good morning, Bing. Good morning, Shady. Most of all, good morning to your listeners.
Good morning to you again, Kongsi. Welcome back.
Sure. I want to talk a little more about. There's a feedback. I don't know where it's coming from.
Hang on. Let me let the guys and deal with it.
Hello? Yeah, I think it's gone now, Bing.
Oh no, it should be gone now. Yeah, okay, good.
So I want to talk about warrants and the importance of warrants when the police suspects someone of committing a crime and getting a warrant to do a search. And the warrant can be signed by a justice of the peace, can be signed by magistrate, can be signed by a judge. I make the distinction here that the justice of the peace has no authority to sign a production warrant. But otherwise, if it's a search warrant, the justice of the peace can sign. And you know, all the time, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when the police do a search warrant, when they come to your house and they are going to engage in a search, normally it's like early morning or late at night, mostly in the morning, I guess, for the element of surprise. They waive the warrant and say, look, we have a warrant. And the occupants of the house never get a chance to see the warrant. And I think that is absolutely wrong. I think if you're coming to my house to search my house, that you should let me see the warrant, give me a warrant, and that I can keep the warrant. Because a number of us in criminal defense who do criminal defense work are convinced that many of the warrants are signed by justice of the peace and left at the police stations, which should not happen. Because a police officer intending to execute a warrant, a search warrant, should offer information to a justice of the peace, a magistrate, or a judge as to why they think the warrant is necessary. It is not a formality to simply say, I want a warrant, and that the warrant is given. there's a discussion which ought to take place to convince the judge, the magistrate, just of the peace. As it stands here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it becomes a formality. Police shows up, he says he wants a warrant, you get a warrant. And the warrant has to be specific. It has to say what they're looking for, what they're going to search for. Right? So that's that whole issue with the warrant. And my point about the warrant, I remember speaking to Assistant Commissioner of Police Trevor Bailey some time ago, and he agreed that warrants, if there's a search is being executed, that the warrant should be shown and should be left with the person whose property is being searched. And I was in another jurisdiction the other day, and I was struck by the formality that it is. You get a warrant, police shows up, they give the person the warrant. Say, here's the warrant, keep the warrant. That we intend to search your house for guns, ammunition, stolen goods, whatever it is. Like I said, it has to be specific. Not here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In 2025, a police comes to your house and waves a warrant, and you never get to see it. Because sometimes you would be surprised. You go to trial, warrant is off in fundamental ways. You're surprised that there are inconsistencies. The warrant is issued or is not signed. So police shows up at your house and with a unsigned warrant. There are technical problems there. But people need to understand that under British jurisprudence, as compared to the United States, where in the United States you have what is called the fruit of the poisonous tree, meaning if the police engage in an illegal act, police search you improperly and they find 1,000 kilos of cocaine or guns and ammunition. But if that was not executed properly, legally, then that information, that contraband, that illegal substance or instrument would not be allowed in the court. Under British jurisprudence, evidence is what is necessary and relevant. So even if the police go on an excursion and they find something that is contraband, even if they acted illegally, the court has the discretion to allow it in. But in the US, there's no discretion. If you start with something illegal, then whatever fruit you get from that illegal act would be left out. So I really would like to see us get to a stage where if you're doing a search of somebody's home, you leave the warrant across the region. That is, people have been doing that for years in some of the countries across the region. So we're kind of backwards in that regard. Much the same way like in 2007, 2008, when we had PACE, which was the criminal, a series of legislative procedure in the United States, in the United Kingdom, where police had to act in a certain way because they were came out of excesses in the UK, and they said the police have to act in a particular way. Police can't brutalize, police can't terrorize, police can't threaten, so on and so forth. So they put PACE in place, and that came as part of our law. But close to 20 years ago, I think in 2007, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines went to the parliament and removed pace from our law, giving the police carte blanche to do whatever they want. That was a wretched step. We went backwards. But
Comes on the question, if you don't mind me coming, the question on the
no, you can always come in at any time.
Yeah, and the question of the warrant. If they don't show you the warrant, or if you're not satisfied that you have seen the warrant and the details of the warrant,
You don't ever get to do that in St. Vincent.
So what can you do then?
But that's the thing. That's my point. You can't really do anything because you can protest that they didn't show you the warrant. They never showed you the warrant, but no magistrate has taken the view that the warrant should be shown or the warrant should be left. And that's the point I'm making. Like in other jurisdictions, the warrant is shown and the warrant is left with the person whose place is being searched.
So that's an infringement on your rights and your property.
Well, I would think so because, like I said, a search can be improper. They may not have the requisite permission to search. So if a group of police roll up on you and they want to search your place and they don't have a warrant, if they wave a piece of paper at you and say, look, here's a warrant, we have a warrant for your search, you don't ever get to see it. They would have already carried out the search. They can always go back later and make that right, which is something that should not happen, but which happens all too frequently. So there's that question. While we're at it, I want to talk just a little about pleas and plea bargains. Because normally you hear people in St. Vincent say, why should I hire a lawyer to do defense work if the lawyer tells me to plead guilty? Well, one of the reasons why you may want to do that is, for one reason, you don't know the law. The main reason is that you don't know the law. And then I say to people, anytime your son or your daughter get arrested, the first thing you need to do is to call a lawyer. Don't wait a day or 2 or 3 days after when your child already gave a statement implicating him or herself in a crime, sometimes improperly implicating him or herself before you get a lawyer. You want to get a lawyer immediately. The moment you heard Bing is arrested, get a lawyer. Right?
And do you have a right? Do you have a right that when you're arrested and you're taken in, that they must ask you, do you need a lawyer? Is that something that is practiced by the police here?
Well, if they're going to question you, they may ask you if you need a lawyer. Well, in fact, I think it's an improper question. They shouldn't ask you if you need a lawyer. They should ask you if you have a lawyer. And if you say no, they should ask you, do you intend to get a lawyer? Because you may have to have most people don't have lawyers and a retainer, but they may be able to call a family member. Bing is arrested. Son says, oh, daddy's arrested. We have to get him a lawyer. Or mommy says, mostly it's mommy. Sometimes I'm sorry for mommy, because these sons always get into trouble and mommy end up having to pull that few dollars that she had under the mattress to buy a new bed or something, a new pot, a new stove to take care of her son's legal bill. But so you want to have the lawyer. For example, a lot of people don't know, if you don't have a case, or if the evidence is so overwhelming that your chance of being convicted is great, you may want to take the advice of your lawyer to plead guilty. Because if you take the advice of your lawyer and you plead guilty, you end up with, and you plead guilty very early, you end up with a 1/3 discount, immediate 1/3 discount of the possible sentence. If the possible sentence is 3 years, if you go through a full trial and you get convicted with overwhelming evidence, you would have gotten convicted anyway, whether you had a lawyer or not. your lawyer would should advise you to plead guilty. So if you take the 1/3 off, you're now dealing with 2 years, and then you have a whole host of other things that may mitigate. You may be quite young. You may have assisted the police in whatever they're doing. You might have been provoked when you end up doing what you did. All of those can act as mitigating features of the offense or the offender, which can get you a lower final sentence. But you may not know this because you're not trained as a lawyer. Part of that process is there was a case, I think it came out of Canada, Goodyear. So now you have what is called a Goodyear indication. So if you're charged with a serious crime, your lawyer can ask the court, can make an application to the court to give what is called a Goodyear indication. So the judge may look at all of the evidence in the case, prosecution may make submissions, the lawyer makes submissions, and then the judge may come back and say, look, if you get convicted on this, I can tell you the range of sentence maybe 20 years. Having gotten that indication, you may decide, look, I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to plead guilty, and you get a 1/3 off depending on how soon you plead guilty, and make your sentence shorter. And this happens when the evidence is overwhelming that you will be convicted. So those are things that are very important for persons to understand. And if they understand them, they may save themselves a lot of grief. I mean, I had a client who was accused of murder, and the police got the information from a family member of his. Family member says that, oh, you know, Tyrone told me that he off John. Police arrested him. And part of the evidence in the case was that, you know, this accused man was walking on the street. Somebody started following him, and then he ended up shooting the man, and the man was dead. So he denied ever having a conversation with the family member. And I tried to say to him, are you sure that this didn't happen? Because if this happened the way in which the family member said it happened, you may have a self-defense argument to make to the court. And self-defense, as everyone by now should know, is a complete defense. So if you acted in self-defense, that's a complete defense. Even if you grievously harm someone or kill them, and you acted in self-defense, you're going to walk once you establish self-defense. But he was adamant that, look, I didn't do this. I didn't say this to my friend. So this evidence is concocted. And then I went to see him one time at the prison, and he was mute by malice. He had made a decision that he wasn't going to talk to me anymore, that he was going to get another lawyer. He got another lawyer. He said which lawyer he wanted. He got another lawyer, and he ran the not guilty, that he was not there, it was not him, and so on and so forth, that he didn't do it. And he's now serving 3 decades plus in prison. So I mean, I wasn't saying I wouldn't encourage anybody to plead guilty if they're not guilty. All I was trying to get to him, say, if there's any truth, or if there's some truth in what your friend was saying, which got you arrested in the first place, I can see a possible defense. Now when you're walking up the street, somebody start coming after you, somebody start coming behind you, you don't know that person, the person confronts you. Subjective is quite, I mean, self-defense is quite subjective. It's what you feel. You feel threatened, this person coming up at you, this person, and you acted in a way. The question then is if your self-defense action was proportionate Because if it's disproportionate, then you can still be charged for very serious offenses. So being, for example, I break into your house and I jumped over the fence and I'm running down the street, and you jumped in your car and you chased me down the street, and you came up and you lay me down with your foot in the back of my neck and you shoot me in the back of the head. That would be disproportionate action. So you would go down. Most probably, it's highly probable that you would go down for murder. At best, you may get off with manslaughter, because they may say in the heat of the moment, you acted irrationally. But once that person is out of your property and that person is running away, if you were to chase them and do them grievous bodily harm or kill them, you would have problems. But I just wanted to raise some of those things so that people who are listening, because some people who think that they are such accomplished criminals, when they're caught with the police, they're like chickens a lot of time. Yeah. They would spill the gut for no reason.
All right, Council. Next week, I want to ask you to speak on how laws are made. Some of these laws that you spoke about today and yesterday. How these laws are made, how they come about.
You sound like Justice Bruce Lyle. Justice Bruce Lyle back in 2007 says, Jomo Thomas, I like when you speak about social and political commentaries. Leave, because then I used to write a lot about medical things. He said, leave the medicine to the doctors. Speak about what you're good at. So now you're telling me, hey, try to stay away from the social and political issues. I want you to continue. I'll follow your lead, sir. Anything you want me to talk about, I'll talk about. So next week, let's see if we can find some more legal issues that we can talk about. All right?
All right, Kongsu. Thank you very much.
Until we meet again. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy your weekend, Kongsu. Thank you very much. That was Kongsu. All right. We got time. We got a couple of minutes before we get into the Prime Minister's press officer. We got the phone lines going. It's been going a while. Oh boy, my apologies. You can call back if you want to get in to speak about anything that Kongsu said. You can get in now. 4511069. If you haven't had an experience about anything that Kongsu said, you got to get in now before the next segment comes up. 4551069. That's the WhatsApp number to call. Or you can call the landline, which is 4511069. That's 4511069. 4511069 to speak on anything. If you've had any of the experiences that he would have spoken about, yeah, do that. All right. So sorry about I missed the calls when they were coming. My apologies. So tell you what, let's take another commercial break because we got quite a bit of them. Let's take a commercial break, a short one, a very short one, and we come right back with the Prime Minister's press officer this morning. Yeah, let's see if he's gonna be available. Ready, Shady? Okay, while Shady get himself organized. Okay, let's go.
The Passover concert this coming Easter Monday. You can't afford to miss it. Come and witness Leo playing field transformed into praise-filled paradise from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. with an all-star lineup of local worship ministers: Fenton Harry, Ronnie Richardson, Kiwama Edwards Cuttle.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, and we're telling now.
Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
some for that.
Paddler's diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
The Dynamite Cultural Organization presents our 2025 St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cultural Hall of Fame Induction Gala. Please join us as we honor our culinary arts inductee, Miss Veronica John, founder of VJ's Restaurant. Visual arts, Mr. Roy Dragon Ralph, an iconic mass man. Heritage and legacy, the spiritual Baptist religion with their perseverance and unwavering faith. Dr. Frankie McIntosh, a musical genius and soca producer. Last but not least, in literary arts, Dr. Adrian Fraser, an esteemed historian, author, and educator. So we are inviting you to come out and experience an evening of cultural pride and heritage as we recognize these exceptional individuals for their impactful contribution. It's happening on Saturday, April 19th at the Nazareth Regional High School, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn at 6 in the PM. Tickets available at Eventbrite, Standard Shippers, Standard Caribbean Shipping, Woodsy Restaurant and Bar, and from any member of the Dynamite Cultural Organization. Admission is only $130. Let's all embrace the majesty of our history. So please don't miss it.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism.
At 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
Well. It's 8:15. Not 8:16, but 8:15. So here we go. Linden Buffet Vibes Cartel Money James. Linden Buffet Vibes Cartel Money James. You have one job to do. One job to do. And let's see if the man is going to be running this morning. Linden Buffet Vibes Cartel James. Well, boys, Comrade Shady, the bet is on. Maybe I might get that $100 from you this morning. You bet me $100 that he will be on. Oh, Lord. Linden Buffet Vibes Cartel James. Linden Buffet Vibes Cartel. With the cricket
think VPL, James. Your partner still running, it seems. No, Shady, no, Shady, no, no, Shady. Shady, I said no. It's just so we had $100 bet in the studio this morning. $100. What are the running man will turn up? Oh Lord. On time this morning. Everything was on time this morning. Well, it is what it is. And I know he ain't traveling with the Prime Minister. I know he's not with the Prime Minister. So, it is what it is. Lyndon, you had one job to do. One job. You had one job to do. One job, Lyndon. One job to do. What's going on with the live with me? What's going on with the live on Facebook? What's going on? This is the live has ended. So, okay. No. What's going on with the live? I ain't want no excuse, enough. I ain't want the man say it's because of this and because of that and the live was up, The live is up. It's going. Lyndon, be fit. Vibes Cartel money. Vibes Cartel leave all the way from Jamaica and came to St. Vincent. Yeah? Shady, something is wrong here. Sorry, I didn't go with Siri. Well, don't play this song. Don't play it. Don't you dare play it. You see how Kenton just come? Kenton chants in 1 5-minute phone call. You see? In 1 5-minute phone call, Kenton chants. You come and destroy me thing. Kenton, you need to call back and apologize. Kenton. Kenton, you need to call back and apologize, buddy. Oh, Lord. Well, boy, in an election year, when there's an election to come, Shady said they have an election to win. Okay, we up. Everything good to go. Fix this one, Shady. Fix this one. Only your logo fix that one. Fix that. Sorry about the people on the live. The live dropped out. The live fell out. Yeah. Somebody say amen to that. Okay? Alright, well, the short boss will not beat us. You can play the song. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You can play now. We had a bet. You can play. You win. No, I won. Play me my song. I won. Play me my song, please. And I will collect my $100 after the program. Play me my song, please. Because it's your comrade. Play me my song, please. And I need to call Kenton. Let me call Kenton. Kenton, this all was caused by one man. One human being. Hey.
You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running, but but you can't run away from your sin. From your sin.
Bet to play.
Can't run away from your sin. Can't run away from your sin. Can't run away from your sin.
Thing now look good.
Must have done.
It now look good.
Something. Said you must have done. You must have done. Oh, something wrong.
Something wrong.
Why you can't find the place where you belong?
It now look good.
Running away. Running away. Running away. Running away. Every man think that his burden is the heaviest. Every man think that his burden is the heaviest.
Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Candyman is having his supper right now, man.
You having his supper?
He's having a supper. Yeah, you're having his supper.
What do you mean? When he says supper, what exactly do you mean? You mean he's having his breakfast?
The same supper Kenton Chance talk about. He's having it right now. At this present moment. So he can't. His mouth is full.
Kenton Chance didn't talk about any supper. What are you talking about?
He said he's singing for supper. That's what Kenton Chance said.
No.
He's having a supper right now.
I can't believe it.
You tell Kenton Chance to call. So he can't.
I didn't tell Kenton Chance to call. I did not.
You called somebody to call.
I said anyone who was at the press conference, who was at any media person, any journalist who was at the press conference, please call. Kenton call.
And he's a media partner, so he called.
But look at that.
He probably the only one was listening at that time, so he called.
Look at that. Do you think that anything like that would have ever happened? Kenton in his quiet ways.
He's probably busy. But at least he should have sent a message.
No. That's not how my partner is operate. My partner Candyman. Nah, busy. And if you're busy, you will tell me. No.
Yeah,
you be busy, you will tell me. You know what I mean? And don't tell me about no packing, no suitcase. How much suitcase? How big that suitcase will be?
Yeah.
How big is that
we'll
suitcase?
See next week. We'll see next week if we run. One time there was an NDP politician that used to do commentary on another station. And then he just stopped calling and he just disappeared like that. He didn't give them any warning that he was going to stop calling anymore. So we'll see what happens. We'll see next week.
Well, guess what? There are people next week who are already lining up and asking if they can get the 8:15 segment next week. Yep.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
There are 3 people who have already expressed an interest in getting the 8:15 segment. And for those persons who having problems getting onto our live or the Boom page live, please go to the IKTV page, Facebook page, and you'll get it. All right. Good morning. You're live.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You one of them who must have tell me outside what is segment? The 8:15 segment.
I qualify for your station. Your station, we're
Good morning to you, Kingsley. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Bing. Good morning. I noticed you have a new friend on the radio mornings now.
Who's that?
I hear you just big up a lady by the name of Andy Freitas. Yeah.
That's your sister?
Is
She's
it?
come to be my sister.
Yeah, she's a top fan. She's a top
Yeah.
fan. A top fan.
I see she's big and boom these days, man. Hey.
She's a top fan.
But I've always said you that Boom is leading. And you know that I am in love with Jomo kind of politics. Wherever Jomo say, they say Jomo have some influence on me, but the man does speak a lot of sense, so I have to go away with the sense of speaking. Yeah, and I pay attention to you and the way you deal with Mr. Hamilton and Mornings. You have come a long way, no Bing. You're really good at what you do.
I was the bad man. Every time I really good at
And I hear the time in the background Shady in there.
He lose $100, so that's why he quiet. Him and I had a bet. Him and I had a bet, right? That Candy man, the running man, Kenton Chance called last week because you heard the thing with the press conference, right? And he called out Candyman, and from since that Candyman ain't show up.
It's probably some media now, yeah, but I really miss him, and I like the International Morning, and I think that he does a relatively good job. I heard you saying to him earlier that he carried the whole ULP campaign at his back.
Yeah,
he does. But I tell you something, for the NDP to come to that, they have to find somebody, and Edward Lynch done gone, so I don't know who they will use to come to our Candyman when he time is right. Eh?
The NDP do not have a Candyman in their arsenal.
No, they need to get somebody.
And as you said, Lynch is already gone, so they need to find somebody to come to that, you know?
And I don't know if your friend may graduate, if she can continue to call and try to be rough. What's your name? Miss King?
Lavon King?
Lavon King. She has the temperament, but she has to try to realize that when you're on the battlefield, you have to come prepared to deal with the ins and outs and things like that, you know? Yeah. But then, I just can't let you know that I pay attention to Boom because Boom is number one on mornings, and I pay attention to you.
All right, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's Kingsley the Freitas. Listen, for those persons who not getting the Facebook Live on the Boom page, you will have to go to IKTV page and get it. We don't know. We're having some technical glitches. We don't know what's causing that or what has caused that. I know the guys are still working on it to figure it out. But in the meantime, you can go to IKTV Facebook page and you will get the live. All right? In the meantime, while they continue to try to get it back up. Shady, they working on it? You guys working on it? Yeah. Computer just went down. This one just went down. Oh, hey. Okay. Lord, these Chinese. Lord, these Chinese. So Kenton not only mash up me and my partner, you mash up what the computer in the studio. Here the Chinese friend and them. Anybody see Kenton? It just came back up. Anybody see Kenton Chance? Tell him he's a horrible, disgusting human being. Anyway, I win $100, so it's okay. I win $100. That's okay. I don't mind. I tell you what, at 8:30 in SVG, it's now time for the most loved man in SVG. It's now time for Sir Lancelot. Mr. Weeks, let's go.
To connect with the most loved man on radio. Sir Lancelot is in the building.
It's now time for Mr. Weeks. Let's see if we have him. Mr. Weeks, is this Mr. Weeks? Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Who's this? Is this Mr. Weeks?
That's him.
Oh, you can recognize your voice there for a minute.
I celebrate, Ben.
Is everything okay? Oh, you say you're sounding like the running man there, boy.
Gosh. Thank you for asking. I am excellent. I had a really good 2 days. I had the opportunity to sit among some brilliant, some enthusiastic, intelligent people. very importantly among them were 4 secondary school students. And this group of people who are persons who have an interest in preserving the environment, sustaining St. Vincent, and as I said, they were there developing a plan of action to conserve one of our endemics, one that hardly any Vincentian has ever seen. But we'll hear more about that in the future. But I just want to recognize the young people, particularly those 4 secondary school young females who were excellent. Excellent. Our future is good, Bing, notwithstanding your mission.
Why do you keep saying that, Mr. Weeks? My mission.
Our future is good. Good morning, Shady.
Morning, Mr. Weeks.
Greetings, listeners. Bing, I'm with you.
You are. Most definitely. You are with me.
Tell me.
No, you are. No. This is your segment, Mr. Weeks. This is not my segment. This is your segment. You want me to? Yes. You want me to say something? Yesterday morning, I don't know if you heard when we had a trained engineer, structural engineer on the program, young Vincentian mind. He called in, I interviewed him for about 25 to 30 minutes, and he spoke at length about the principles of what normally takes place in terms of what is going on at the port, the cupping, the decupping, the this and the that, and all of that. And he was very, quite a lot of people, even after I got off air, he made the matter very clear. He wasn't political. He was very professional in his approach to the issue, and I really, if you missed it, I must say it was really an interesting conversation indeed with our very own Andre Prince, who lives in the United States.
No, Bing, unfortunately, I heard some very, very small snippets. Well, snippets mean small already. Some very small portions of your morning during the last 2 days. As I said, I was engaged. Yes, we have some intelligent, bright persons in St. Vincent. And as I said, some of us, some Vincentians who live abroad, young but very accomplished. And I have every faith, every belief in the future of St. Vincent. By the way, the word is coupling, as in two. Not an engineer, but we need to get it right. So you can make a couple, bringing two together, and sometimes this couple gets separated, and that is called decoupling. And there are always methods in bringing them back together. Sometimes you can do so well, you can bring them back together very well. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense, your attempt. Right, Pastor? I haven't heard Pastor in a long time.
Oh, he was
I
on
hope you're doing
yesterday.
well,
Yeah,
Pastor.
he was on yesterday and the day before. He will be
Right.
back on this morning as well too. Yes.
Yeah, so Pastor can talk more about that coupling situation outside of an environmental and an engineering context. So I'll leave that to him, just in case he chooses to. So being, I noted, even as I left here on Monday, meaning I got off of your live radio, that there were some persons who were concerned about my presentation style.
Really?
And that's one of your problems, you know, Bing. You have a memory. That's your biggest problem.
When I even had to come and defend it, you know what I mean? I had to.
There's no need to do that, Bing. That's what I'm coming to. There's no need to do that. I am an old man. Travis? So you don't need to defend this old man. I have a lot of experience. I think you know about some of them.
Very much.
Yeah. So you don't need to do that. What I want to say though is that everything I say and the way I say it is deliberate. I repeat, everything I say, especially in situations like this, where I am speaking for the public to hear, when I don't have the pressure of being accountable to the public in terms of what they hear from me, I may become a little more relaxed and I may make a mistake here or there, but whatever I say here, it's deliberate. And very importantly, the way I say it is deliberate. So I know some of you who will really prefer. You will prefer not to hear the things I say. But I made a choice to say them and to say them in a way that they will dig into your soul. And that's why a few of you will respond the way you respond. By the way, this morning I heard my friend Shady lighting a fire. And I was wondering what caused this, what made Shady is them. I'm talking about that period before you came on the air thing. But I recently figured out. Go ahead, Shady. I like when you're in that mood. When you blaze in the fire.
Shady boy.
Light it up, Shady. Boy, I wish I could use some of the adjectives I would like to use to support Shady. You know what he was doing this morning. Shady, my friend. Then, Travis. Travis, I hope you're listening this morning so nobody has to report to you. I was in a conversation at our session on Tuesday, and I think I can say that she's a friend of mine. She's a friend of Travis, and she was making a point, and I don't remember how she got to Travis, but she made a very important point about Travis. Probably said it before. And Travis means well. Travis is very exuberant. And you know, that is something we associate with youth. Travis means well. Travis has a contribution to make. Travis is part of the mission, but he's making a fundamental mistake. He's been doing so for a while. I noticed on Monday, Travis presented some facts that, in my opinion, he just discovered. But those are information that were in the public from a while back. I mean, he went on to say he will not send it to me because I cannot see them. Travis, this is a modern world. This is a modern world, Travis. And therefore, you don't set aside persons who live with disability. You see, Travis, when you become blind, what you do, you choose to interact with the world differently. So I interact with, you see that information you had there, Travis? I have found, using modern development, I have found ways to be able to access that information. Travis, you mean well, continue to do what you're doing, but don't make up facts, Travis. Travis, why am I bringing your son into this thing? Travis, don't make up facts. So don't ever tell anybody that you visited 500 countries. Again, I know you forget you said it, you know. I know you said it, you forget. You said it in the height of the pandemic, that you visited 500 countries, Travis. But I believe, as my friend suggested, that somebody has educated you and have told you that there are less than 200 countries in the world, even up to today. So don't make up facts, Travis. And don't believe that because you come up in something, don't be a Christopher Columbus, Travis. Don't do that. Not because you're seeing it for the first time, you think it didn't exist, and others didn't know it existed. Don't do that, Travis. Bing, I hope you have been well. You have done well over the last 2 days. As I said, I didn't get to follow you. I hope you represented the Joseph and Charles well.
So, Mr. Reese, before you go there, though, how is what Travis information that Travis bring? I'm not getting into the whether he went to 1,000 or 500 or how many countries, right? The information that he brought, which you seem to know about, is it correct or is it incorrect? I think that is the main issue that I would like to know.
Sorry, Bing. Sorry for interrupting. Continue.
That's okay. I finished there, and I would like to know: is it correct or is it incorrect?
Well, that's the point I'm making, Bing. I can't account for it down to the last figure, but I know in general, yes, that's information that was in the public months ago, maybe years ago. You see, Bing, when you're doing projects, you have the basic concept. So if you were building a house, you have the foundation and the structure generally. But in addition to that, you have landscaping, which very often, because most of us who are building houses are poor people, we don't take that in the initial costing. So we'll give a cost. We'll go to the bank with a cost simply for the structure, physical structure. So you have the the civil works outside, which is very important for making the place comfortable and livable and aesthetically pleasing, meaning pleasing to the eyes. But very importantly, and sometimes even more importantly, there is the furnishing and the furniture. Furnishing and the furniture, etc., required for you to have a pleasant experience in your house. Sometimes, the bank will offer you, if they see that you qualify, they may ask you about it, and they may offer a separate loan for you to buy the furniture to make sure that your life and your living is comfortable when you move into that house. The civil works, the landscaping, etc., that may qualify as part of the original loan, carrying the same interest rates and so on. But sometimes that is added even after you have made your initial proposal to the bank for financing. The principle holds for large structure. You're building a hospital and you can simply cost the physical structure, but the equipment for the hospital and is sometimes, when you stack it up against the cost of constructing the hospital, is a significant number. And while you may not, as I said, in the situation with the house, you may not have included it, at some point you have to come up with the money to do it. You can't build a hospital and you don't have the modern equipment. You would have failed in your effort to provide quality health services, medical services to your population. The same thing holds with the port. While all of the backfilling and all of the construction, they're important, they're also the equipment, which could be a significant cost. I heard, might have been the same Travis who mentioned the quality of cranes that you have to use on a boat. These are not cheap. So when you add up all of this, it can be a significant sum. And based on my information that was in the public, at some point in time, the government added an amount to cover things like this, equipping the port, along with what is already in use at the existing port, because I gather they have some very modern equipment there. The government made allowance to equip the port. And as I said, this information was in the public. And I think for a significant part, that accounted for the increase that Chavez spoke about. And I think inadvisably, he made some statements while he was referring to that. That is not encouraging. It's not part of what we want to have for our society, especially as we move on with our development. We must recognize the young people, and we should not use every opportunity we have to make a political point to bring down anyone, but more so a young professional. That young man is a very intelligent person, very street smart. I have interacted with him in the public, and I recognize his worth. So you don't come and insinuate and make it seem as though, well, let me don't go there. It's not necessary. So let me go back and answer the question that you posed, Bing. Yes, I think generally the numbers produced by Travis are correct. And I say generally because I don't have the exact numbers, but generally there was what could be said to be a significant increase in the cost. And the reason for this that was given had to do with equipping the port and so forth. And importantly, while it was said that that amount would be a contribution by St. Vincent, yes, it is. But I don't think it was the information that I got at the time. It was contribution from the Port Authority itself. They were putting in some cash, and the rest of it may have been loan that they were they were going to take. I hope I answered your question.
Okay. Yes. Well, it's interesting, but as you know, and as I've said, it's a discussion that we as Intention need to have. We need to get the information, and we need to get the correct information. We need to get the facts. All right. We need to know what exactly is happening where the port is concerned. It's the second largest capital project. Am I correct?
Yes. Singularly.
Yes.
So if you take, for example, schools, the amount that are spent on constructing new schools and repairing existing schools, that will add up to a significant sum. If you take healthcare, so as a singular spending, one-time spending, I agree with you. It may well be the second largest expenditure that the state is incurring in its history.
Okay. All right.
The thing though, Ben, I agree with you that we should know and we should have the information. We should be given it. We should be given the information. But when we don't have it, I don't think we should attempt to make it up. Because while you may score a point with those who wish to hear that kind of thing coming out, you may score a point with them. There are those who are listening who know and have the information, and you lose a bit of what is your good intention, what you're trying to do. You lose some of that. So don't make up the information as you go along. Yes, you can ask questions. And always note that when you come upon something, you're not going to be a Christopher Columbus and believe that the island, you are the first one seeing the island, so you say you discovered it. It was there. There are many persons who were on these islands who knew they existed long before Christopher Columbus.
All right, Mr. I played a clip early this week from the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mayor Motley, saying that accountability, every one of us should be given information. I'm using my words here. I don't know if you heard it, right? And as you said, there are those who know, all right? And there are those who think they know, but they don't know, using my words. But it is a responsibility for those who know to provide us with the information, so no one will have to go and do what you have said. Saying, do you agree with me?
Yes, I agree with you, but I don't agree with the insinuation that you're making, because many of the persons who don't know should have known. Because when you engage in public discussions like these, you need to pay attention to what is in the media. You can't come and.
But Mr. Weeks, sorry to cut you. And I don't usually do this, but there's certain information that you cannot get unless you get it from the officials. And if you can't, and if you're not getting it from the officials, you should not make it up. But then it is the responsibility of the officials to provide these information.
So what you want the officials to do, Bing? Come and put it in your head?
No, do like what is normally done in a professional manner. Have a press conference and inform the nation of what is going on.
So when that is done and the information is in the public, but you who are involved, and I'm saying you, but I don't know. I
know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But you are who are involved in public discussion and public discourse like that, no, I wouldn't say that one. Just leave it generally. You who are involved in public discourse and public discussion, and all that information is in the media. A old dodo like me, who is cast aside and at home because I can't see, I can't read, but I have the information. Why am I going to excuse you, who have all of your faculty, all of your senses intact? Why am I going to excuse you for not having it?
Well, I don't know the circumstances under which you are able to get it in terms of. Let me be very clear. In terms of, you may know the right people to get the information from. You may have the connections. You may know the people who you can call, or the people who call you, but not everyone have that.
Again, do not insinuate. I don't have anybody.
Without information, we are left to do that.
Bing, I do not have anybody giving me. I do not have that privilege. I don't have anybody sending me this kind of information. I read. I listen. Yes, I read. I read. I listen. And very importantly, I rely on my experience to put things into context. And so they stay with me. So I don't listen to a press conference. I don't just listen to a news report, a newscast, a broadcast of the news. I don't do that and simply forget everything that was said and pretend that it was never said.
I think you're being a bit unfair here, okay? Because not everyone is at the level at which you are at. All right, the average person. Let me just pick out a community, for example. Let's say Basin Hole. A man in Basin Hole may not be at the level at which you are at to get information or to break down information that you have access to, or that you get it and you are able to break it down. But he do not have the information. Whose responsibility it is to give and make sure that he has the information? You want him to do what? What should he do? Go and do what?
I am certain that your statement was meant to be complimentary, and I accept it, and I thank you sincerely.
Thank you very much.
Are you laughing at me? That's a thing. Sometimes I wish I can come on here and simply talk commerce, especially talk some of your business. And you know you want to like it.
Well, we all have skeletons, eh?
I'm not talking about skeletons.
Well,
I'm talking about information that is in the public, but people don't pay attention to. And some of them, there's some of them who don't know, but it's not necessarily skeletons. But
I hear you.
Oh boy, I forget what I was about to say. There's some people who do not have the information. But those of us who have it have a responsibility to share it. And those of us who place ourselves in position to be sharing information and to be influencing people should get the information to do so. You know what are the problems being? Well, I had a marvelous experience on Sunday and Monday of this week. I am on radio and I'm saying certain things in the public. And somebody would call immediately after me and say, but Weeks didn't say that. But that was the crux of what I was saying. Then we have to learn to analyze critically. And what I mean by analyzing critically is not to criticize. I have to continue to make that point because somebody used an excuse some time ago. I give critical support to the government, meaning making an excuse for criticizing the government. But critical does not only mean to criticize. Critical has another meaning. It is what is important. So when you're doing analysis, Bing, and when you're listening, you have to learn to distill what's the important information here. You don't take the side shows and run with them and create a movie with that, Bing. You have to develop that knack, that skill to determine what are the critical issues here. And that's what critical analysis is. That's critical support should mean very important support. So as I go out, I will agree with you that Trevor Macmillan, Candyman, gave critical support. He's not criticizing, but he's giving very important support to the party of his choice that happens to be in government. And being your mission has to fight against that. We will see.
I will pretend I didn't hear that. My mission. I pretend I didn't hear that.
You know, sometimes I'm not talking to you, Bing.
And I know sometimes you're talking. And I know sometimes you are talking to me as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do. But I know sometimes you pretend that what I say does not apply to you. But you and I know what applies to you. Folks, sorry for when Bing and I are talking these things that are really related to both of us. And you may not follow, but it's part of what we do here. We engage generally. We engage in unspecific topics. And there are times when we engage on things to do with Bing and the nasty life that he has lived. But I'm going to come here and talk a comment.
That I have lived.
And you continue to.
We have all. How our Prime Minister put it away. We have all lived and fallen short of the mercy of God. That's how to put it. So.
You nastiness. You bring God into your nasty life.
What if it's me?
You will forgive me for going down this road this morning. Sometimes it's important that.
Mr. Weeks, catch you on Monday morning, my brother.
Thank you, Bing. Have a great weekend.
You too. All right. And as you go, I'll let you go out on this. All right. Let's keep listening. Yes. Walk along with this as you leave. Shady.
Walk good, Bing.
Shady, play it. Go ahead, Shady. Play it for me, please, Shady. Play it.
The voices of accountability. This beacon encourages every Bajan to speak up, and take responsibility when they see something going wrong in this country, in their community, in their houses, in their jobs. It embodies the idea that accountability isn't just for leaders, but for every citizen. Tanya Stevens reminds us of corruption in high and low places only to remind us that because we have a colonial mentality, we see only the oppression that is above us and not the oppression that is among us. Creating a culture of silence in the face of patent wrongdoing is not just acceptable, it is dangerous and it is destructive. And speaking up respectfully and, more importantly, speaking truth becomes a civic duty of every citizen of this country and everyone who chooses to want to live among us, even though not a citizen. This applies, my friends, to whether we're talking about what happens in our home, our workplace, the church, the community, or even the block, especially the block. There is nothing to be gained through remaining silent when we know better. And to say it shoulda, it coulda, I didn't. Regret cannot be the platform to this country's stability, harmony, or prosperity.
And then we'll come back with the Pink Panther. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. Station ID.
SVG starts with OMG in the morning on the trending station. Wake up with the real Badman Bing and DJ Shady.
Mama Africa, Mama Africa, am I coming home? Am I coming home? Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine, and I hope you're fine too. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I hope when you hear these words, your grace turn blue, grace turn blue. I'm saying these words to let you know how much I care, and I won't let go. Even though we're oceans away, you're with me day by day.
Baby, I've gotta call you out. I feel the need for you tonight. I'm over my little apple. I'd certainly take a bite. My poor body's calling and needs attention fast. Till you're here beside me, baby. That's how long this thing's gonna last. You gotta come back home.
So we're having some problems, technical problems with our Boom Facebook live stream. However, you can go on our IKTV Facebook page and get the live. All right, well, I don't know how you're going to get this information if you can't hear me. If you're trying to hear me on the Boom page, for me to tell you, but maybe someone can pass the message along to you that please go to our IKTV Facebook page and you will get the live. All right, let's go. You ready for the Pink Panther? Let's see if we got him. Let's see if we got him here. Good morning.
Brother Bing, I ain't gonna be long. Just 1 second. Just want to just confirm something to the public. A prime minister and opposition leader is not elected by the people, just by a handful of elected representatives. When you vote to an election in St. Vincent, you vote for 15 constituents to be, and they're the ones who decide who's the prime minister and the opposition leader. So I want to get it correct that and when you call Gonsalve or anybody your prime minister, he's not my prime minister. He is not my prime minister. Love you. I gone.
My brother, thank you very much for that. Let's see if we've got him. Good morning. Oh, no, that's not him. It's now time for the Pink Panther. Travis Harry, the Pink Panther. Good morning. Is this him?
Good morning, Bing.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I was a little bit busy, man.
Good.
I was a little bit busy doing some business.
And my phone keep ringing off the hook. Everybody asking me, Mr. Harry, you listening to Boom? You listening to Boom?
Wow.
I said, no, I am listening to Boom right now. They say you need to go listen to Boom. Mr. Weeks, depend on your name. One of Mr. Weeks. First, let me say that Mr. Weeks and these guys have had their time to add to this country what they could have added. And as an elder, I will never disrespect Mr. Weeks. So I'm glad that I was not on and that I was not able to hear whatever he had to say. Because they have had their time. I just came off the phone with one of his classmates from the Stubbs area. He said they grew up together in that area, stoning, picking mango. He said, Mr. Harry, please, don't respond. He can't see, he can't read anything that comes to him. Even if the government sends something to him, he won't be able to read it. Whatever he's saying there about you is probably something somebody tell him. I am not going to respond. I respect my elders and I respect whatever condition Mr. Weeks is in right now. And enough said about that.
But before you move on, I gotta correct you. But that's not really correct to say he can't read. The technology.
Well, the classmate who called me saying his eyesight was allowing to read.
Yeah, but technology on his phone, on your phone as well, John, my phone, there are apps that will allow you to get information. So I just wanted to right. So I just wanted to correct that, right? That there are people. I don't want people to think that there are people who cannot see. That means that they cannot read.
Right.
All right. Good. So move on. Let's go.
I was just saying that I'm not here to talk about Mr. Weeks. I'll respond to Mr. Weeks.
Very good.
He's my elder and I respect him very much.
That's a good position and I respect you for that.
So, now all the comics is done and all the... notice, Ring, you lost it this morning. I don't know what Mr. Weeks was saying, but it looks like all the people who jump off your life to call me sink your life, man. We're going on there, man.
No.
If the people jump off to call me, they're not on your viewership.
The Boom Facebook page live is done. Streamline. So what you're seeing, what people have access to is the IKTV live. All right, we're having some StreamYard issues, technical issues with the Boom page. So
okay, let's get back to seriousness, man. Enough of the comic business with all these people. Let's get back to serious business. Shady, you ready for me? Do anything you want to do, man. Anything.
Oh, they have plans this morning, boy. Oh, they have plans.
Importantly going forward, and I want to extend this not just to the farmers but also the fishers and the persons who are harvesting the chicory. There too, we have to document those who are, and I know every chicory catcher in the Richmond River. I know all of them. I have an idea of the names, and I know all of the chicory catchers. So we'll be documenting those persons with the view of also providing compensation to those persons within the river mouth at Richmond.
What about the people with the gravel now?
Now,
Bing. I want your audience to know and understand something. That Reno encroaching farmers lands in Richmond on the 29th of January 2002. And the farmers was on their land farming when that happened. They had no clue what was going on. The video you just listened to and the others that you're going to hear about took place 5 days after that, after Reno tractors already plowed through the farmer's land. Carlos just said he know every chichi catcher in Richmond River. But less than a month ago, Gerald was on your station telling you that not what people do catch chichi in Richmond River, is Walibu River. You remember? Play something else, Shady.
We will be repairing the fisheries complex. We have some monies allocated in the budget for that, providing support to fishers within the area and to ensure that our blue economy and the resources in which we are in abundance here, we can benefit from that in a sustainable and sustainable environment. We have started work on the old agriculture depot in Chateaubriand, which will transform into an agro-processing center on the ground floor and a community tourism hospitality training center on the top floor to offer training and possibly civic training in hospitality and bartending and all of these related services. We are right now discussing with some private investors the reopening of the gas station in Chateaubriand, because it is going to be an integral part of our development. And I'm hoping we can have this up before the end of the year. We can start some work on it, and we can go into the next year with the operation. We have to obviously go through the necessary measures and approvals and so on from planning, and also the fuel suppliers. They have to also come and do their assessments and so on where the application is concerned.
Before you go, please identify who's that, because I see someone asking who's
Carlos
speaking.
James.
Right.
This is 2002, 3rd of February. 5 days after Reno and Crouch and Land, Carlos James is in plant school in Chateaubriand talking to farmers. He and Saboto and Mr. Branch representing Reno. You remember the video I showed you a few weeks ago on Boom with the fisheries?
Yes.
You remember the video I showed you with the farmers' depot as a dump site right next to the fisheries?
Yes.
You remember the gas station I showed you? He said money is already located in budget in Parliament for that.
And
this is 2025.
There was a round of applause.
This is 2025 Bing, and that was the 3rd of February 2022. Where the money where the budget was located. You notice he said that the chichi farmers, chichi catchers in the Richmond River will be compensated? He don't even know the name of one chichi catcher in Natley Wood. Play another video. Shady.
Wow. But I want to say it is an important project for all of us nationally, but also it will be an important project to benefit the people of North York in a significant way. But we have to ensure that we do the responsible thing by keeping our eyes on the operators. They have met all of the requirements from planning and all of the environmental safeguards. They have been granted approval, but we have to still make sure that they hold to the commitment which they say they are going to do, to put the environmental safeguards in place and to provide the compensation to our farmers in the area. And I believe, and I will tell you this, I left St. Vincent, paid my own passage, and I traveled to St. Lucia.
Thank you.
Because I want to be comfortable knowing that whoever is coming into my area, they have good practices and standards which are environmentally friendly. And I traveled, I paid my own way and traveled to St. Lucia. Visited one of the sites for renew construction, and I didn't give him advance notice so he can clean up and show me something which is not real. I called him the evening before I visited the quarry. I said, I am in St. Lucia. I want to pay a visit to one of your sites. I went to his site, and what I saw there, from my assessment, his practices are sound, they are environmentally friendly. In fact, on the quarry I saw, he had a small farm, he had ducks, he had livestock, he had a pond in which he was practicing water conservation, all of that in the operation of a quarry. And I was quite surprised to see that you can operate a quarry with such environmental friendly components to it. And I went there personally to look and have a look, because I want to know who is coming here to ensure that they can provide a safe environment for all of North Leeward, even though they are doing the operation of the quarry. And what I saw in St. Lucia, I was comfortable with that. And if that is the way he practices in St. Lucia, I expect him to maintain those same practices here in St. Vincent.
Wow.
Bing, Carlos, James, and Sabato Caesar, and this gentleman branch who representing Reno is there on the 3rd of February telling the farmers they couldn't talk to them before because of COVID. They couldn't have a consultation because of COVID. But Carlos James flew to St. Lucia to see one of Reno premises with his own pocket money, he says. And he said he liked what he see there. So he put his stamp on it. Which means Carlos James knew the size and scope of what Reno was about to unleash on farmers, fishermen, chichi-cutters, and on a whole the environment of North Leeward. And still put his stamp on it. You and I see from my video the amount of dust and silica and sediments that is blowing towards Fichus and Chateaubriand by the Northeast Trade Wind. It's there. The video has been viewed 100 and something thousand times. You and I hear from my videos months ago, the fishermen say the water dirty all the time. SVG TV went wrong there and said that the sea dirty water coming from the quarry dirty and up the river. It's there. I posted it on my page. Carlos said that he would hold Reno responsible to do those practices. Play another video. Shady.
We had a discussion, as I said earlier this morning, some of the questions raised by persons whether or not the hillside is going to be eroded so to affect persons in Takata and Fitus and other areas who are sheltered from the hillside leading into Richmond. And the answer to that is simply no. The intention is not to operate where it affects persons who are living over onto the Takata side of the Richmond Peak.
Okay.
And we have to ensure that the safety of those persons and the chief surveyor, who's an engineer, indicated from his assessment of the plans and the approval, the quarry does not extend over into that area. In fact, there are farmers on the other side above the housing settlement. They too will not be affected by the operation of the quarry. I want to...
Bing, you saw from my video just a few weeks ago that Reno did not just start down by the sea where he created his own jetty, but he has continued walking the entire mountain. He is now outside of Richmond. He's in an area now that we call Rockville. I've shown you in my video where that village of low-income houses that planning approved those plans and build those houses after Dr. Murray's study, which made Dr. Murray's study in 2008 null and void because planning build those houses in 2009, completed in ending of 2010, and changed the whole environmental structure. He just said that Reno is not going to walk on the side of the bank where these villages of Kakata and the Richmond Hydro Plant and these low-income houses are. So said, so done. Reno take up the whole mountain like I show you from the video. Play another video, Shady.
Good afternoon. I don't know if I can add anything else because the two ministers had covered everything so well. But I want to assure you that your representative is indeed keeping our approach to this thing very closely. 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes after 11 at night, we're on the phone to make sure that things are being done properly and in compliance with the documents that we have signed and agreed to. I also want to apologize for the inconveniences caused to the farmers, as mentioned by Minister James. I think people had the impression that the quarry is about to start. But the fact is, this is really the preparatory work. This is where we're establishing the boundaries, establishing, we have to do some soil testing to see what type of setup there will be, etc. The quarry is at least 6 months away from commencing, at least 6 months away. Because the plans have to be brought in, they have to be commissioned, these things take time. So what you see in here is that I think I've been getting the impression that people feel that the quarry is starting this month, and then there's some level of disrespect, and I can adhere to that principle that you have, that it seems that way. That's the perception. But sorry, it is so. Well, I hear you, and I understand your feel. I mean, if any. In your position, I can relate to you, right? But at the end of the day, this is all part of the process. This is.
Bing, don't forget that this is 3rd of February 2002. These farmers, 5 days prior to that, Reno tractors came in behind their heels while they are spraying their crops and plowing their lands and planting their stuff and root down their stuff. He is telling them that the quarry ain't started yet. This is just preparation work. Just about a month ago, SVG TV went round there and speak to the St. Lucian who's managing the quarry. You remember what he tell SVG TV? They haven't started quarrying yet. This is just preparation work. Who are we? Who are we to this government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? And by we, I'm talking not just North Leeward people here, Vincentians. Who are we? The disrespect, the level of callousness, the state violence that was exercised upon the people of North Leeward. I have never one day yet heard Mr. Weeks speak on this. I have lamented on this for months, and Mr. Weeks has not one day speak on it. The protest, I didn't wake up one morning and go there. I was called by the people working there for months, and I keep telling them, send me a photo. I don't just throw things out there without proof. One Sunday morning, 2 of them got brave enough and sent me some photos, and that's why I went after this posting. I was called by the workers. They see the building squeaking and they are unsafe. Play another video, Shady.
Well, how this thing is going to be done? It is going to be done in a very mathematical way. And for persons who have followed how this government has gone about to construct the Argyle International Airport, where lands were acquired, it's not something that you're going to be doing in a willy-nilly fashion. By law, the chief surveyor is the person who is in charge of all lands owned by the government. And whilst we're having this general discussion here around certain issues, the chief surveyor will want all of the persons who will receive a formal letter. So persons will receive a formal letter and will be invited on the site by the Department of Lands and Surveys. And there and then you would also have the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries there. So what we are doing here is just basically to give you the information of what will be taking place. So there will be a letter coming to all the persons of interest in that particular area. I cannot tell you that your land is going to fall inside or your land is going to fall outside, because I am not the chief surveyor. The chief surveyor was wrong there this morning and he outlined the boundaries And there is going to be another site meeting with the Agriculture Department. Some of the crops there are being governed under the Medicinal Cannabis Authority, because there are some persons there who have licenses to farm cannabis. And as I said earlier in the meeting this morning, that the Ministry of Agriculture will not be doing the valuation on the cannabis. Those valuations will be done by the Medicinal Cannabis Authority. And of course, the valuation will be done in your presence. I am aware that in order to do the tracks to go up on the hillsides so that we can have better access to do the assessments, that the tractor would have gone through some parcels and would have caused damage and loss to existing crops. I want for those persons who are affected to be aware and to rest assured that you will be compensated for the damage and the loss.
Then I don't know if you guys were looking at the video while Saboteur is talking.
Yes.
You see the farmers' lands and the tractor tracks through the farmers' lands? Carrots, tomato, cabbage, orange, tangerine, cocoa trees on the ground. Then, this is February 3rd, 2022. They're talking to the farmers after the fact. State violence at its highest level. Then, you know the result of state violence? We are supposed to bring a vote of no confidence against the current administration. That's what you do with state violence. That's the only answer to state violence. You know? Play another video, Shady.
I'm not a farmer, but I live in the area because all I'm hearing about farming and fishing. And I was not necessarily pleased with how the Honorable Caesar dismissed when the Mr. James spoke about the dust. So how we dismiss it and say we're not dealing with that today. We're dealing with compensation for the farmers, and I didn't like that. I have a few questions and I will bounce. Number one, did you do a feasibility study? And on the heels of that, did you do an environmental impact study on the project?
No.
Did you do a feasibility study? And did you do an environmental impact study on the project?
No.
Environmental impact study was done after years.
No, 2008.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
Let me answer your question.
A few years right now.
Wait.
Let's go.
Let me answer your question.
Let's go. Yes.
Let me answer the question. An environmental impact assessment study is not a 3 or 5 year document. An environmental impact assessment.
Come on, let me hear you, man. Come on.
The answer is that the chief survey this morning said the impact.
Right. An environmental impact assessment is not a 3 or 5 or 7 year project document. An environmental impact assessment is a document that can last 20 years. What is important is the environmental management plan that comes out of that impact assessment, which was of course done.
So the question to you is, has a report of that study been published?
No.
And if so, where can I get a copy?
Well, I can tell you it has been submitted. It has been submitted to the planning department.
It's not.
How long ago?
To be honest, I can't tell you how long.
You're the project manager
but
here.
Mrs. Steinberg
You're
said
the project manager.
I'm not the project manager. I'm not the project
What
manager.
are you here as?
I'm one of the managers.
So I'm asking you,
Right.
how long ago was the study done and where can we get a report?
Well, Ms. Steinberg said it's in 2008. I think you said the chief.
Hold on. I am not talking about management, Mr. James. What I am specifically asking, has a study been done to show how the sedimentation is going to affect the fishes, how the dust is going to affect the environment, how the project is going to affect the livestock in that area. Ironically, we can stop here and look over there.
Can I answer your question?
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. So, has it been done, and where can we get the report?
Yes, the studies have been done, and you will be provided the studies. The fisheries department, they have done their study. Agriculture has done their assessment. All these assessments.
Where can we get the report? Where can we get the reports?
On Monday morning, you could come to the ministry.
No. Is it online? Is it available online?
No. If you want them presented to you, you could leave a number.
No, not to me. It's us.
It could be presented to you.
You think you're dealing with about fundamental requirements and not what you're dealing with?
Secondly, when did they meet with the farmers? When did they meet with the farmers to register? Are they registered? Wait. Are the farmers? Wait. The farmers.
We have one meeting, please.
The farmers who will be impacted.
Yes.
Have they been registered? Do you know who they are?
Yes, we know who the farmers are.
When did you meet with them?
We met with the farmers this morning.
And don't you think that is an insult to meet with farmers this morning after project already starts Saturday? Come on.
I want to add, because that is why I came down. That was my question.
Farmers to meet with them this morning.
Now it's next person.
And if Mr. Ken did not put this on Eyewitness News, this meeting would not have happened.
That's absolutely.
That's your view. Next person.
Hold on. Next person. So I want to continue where he left off because
that's not true.
My God.
Bing, you remember Gerald Thompson tell you on your program that the Chateaubriand people were very receptive and understand that the development that's about to come?
Yes.
Because if you do, Bing, you remember Dr. Murray said to SVD TV, you are getting all those pushback and you are getting all those problems because you have not done a site-specific EIA. They were not looking for that kind of intelligence coming out of North Lee, whatever. They're not expecting anybody in that farmers, fishermen, treaty catchers to ask them in 2002 about EIA. Mr. Branch is telling the people that an EIA is not a 5-year, 7-year thing. It could go on for 20 years. Mr. Branch, I don't want to say it here on radio. It's BS. You have to do an EIA and complete it and then study the findings before you give Reno approval. What you can do for the next 20 years is that the government can hire an independent environmentalist to walk along with Reno and keep an eye on his practices and make sure that there are not encroachments on the environment. Just like right now, we should have an independent engineer walking along with Aircon to look out for taxpayers' interests instead of taking whatever BS Aircon shoots down our throats. This is how you do things properly, Mr. Weeks, and this is how you do things properly, Carlos James, and this is how you do things properly, Mr. Branch, and the ULP administration. This is how it's supposed to be done. Bing, if you will permit me, Shady will play another video.
Let's move on.
that is why I came down. This can be a consultation because consultation would have taken place before. Most of us knew about what was happening, and we have to thank Reno, for them to start plowing into people's farms for us to know. Yes, way back, and you said, Sinus said 2008, there were some mention. We can't say we had consultation because when that conversation started, we began the objection right away. If nothing else, we spoke about what our livelihoods were and the impact on the environment. Now, if you said, sir, that it is not a 3-year, 5-year something, but if you're coming back using the 2008 consultation, as you say, or environmental study, this time is 2022, a lot have taken place from that period to now. And given what was done in 2008, all that we notice is happening now was never part of that project. It was never. This is new. There are additions, and I am saying for us to better understand what is happening to us, we need to see the study to be able to understand it. We also need to know the project. We don't know. Mr. James spoke about where certain things will be laid out. We don't know. We are just guessing, and it is an insult to us to have us guessing. Let's look at our government. Even the last project that took place, but the people from Rose Place, they were consulted, certain decisions were made, and certain agreements came to board. They knew they were part and parcel of the process. We talk about the airport, and I can name a number of projects, and the Prime Minister speaks about it. How they would consult with the people. What happened to the people of Shady and Fetius? Because we go to Walibu school, we can understand. Because we went to the University of Shady, we can understand. Well, we have street sense. We know that we are supposed to understand what is happening. We believe in development. Development, though, begins with people. Yes. We have to understand, and we are not anti-project. We are not anti-project. If the project is going to bring, and I'm going to quote the minister, the project will bring significant benefits to the entire country. We have no problem with that. No. We will want to contribute to that. Yes. But we might die before, because if you're taken from us, all of a sudden, the impact of just knowing, we're not just walking Saturday, and we realize, wait, things going, and you're telling me the project ain't started, the quarry ain't started, something start. The preparatory work has begun, and that is what made us open my eyes to realize something is happening. And you need to tell us, we need to have a conversation. We need to know the objective of what is going to happen and what is in it for us. I am sorry that I missed the 10 o'clock meeting because I didn't know. Exactly. In a sense. So, and that you might not want to repeat now. We would like to hear for those of us who are absent, but the chief has gone and he wouldn't be able to give us. But, Mr. Minister, we are holding you responsible, and also our representative, we are also holding you responsible.
Bing Joseph.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell Carlos something this morning. You will lose North Leeward this coming election by a minimum 1,000 votes because you sign off on this nonsense. Mark my word, and I'll be back here to count it for you. Bing Joseph, what the government did to the people of North Leeward, there's no other way to explain it, no other words to use, and still doing to them. And then the opposition is not without defense here, because to this point, you see that gentleman who spoke once about the EIM? He heads a group called North Leeward Conservation Front. This morning he asked me, where does the NDP stand on Reno? Yesterday, Troy Prince, he's on the live right now. Troy Prince is on the live. Troy Prince reached out to me yesterday morning. Mr. Harry, where does the NDP stand on Reno? The people of North Leeward want Reno gone. They're not going to put up with 30 years of this. And I would say this to Dr. Friday one more time, not to Kishore Shallow, to Dr. Friday, because look at all of them come on here and say, he is the policy man. Dr. Friday, the people of North Leeward will not accept anything less than a packing up and shipping out of Reno. And you need to understand that, and you need to let them know where you stand before the election, Dr. Friday. Bing. after clip after clip. Saboto, Carlos, Mr. Branch. Who do you get the feeling they represented there in that meeting? Reno or the North Leeward folks?
Definitely not Leeward. Let me get this in quickly before you go because I don't want you to run off. I have a very strange number who's asking me for your contact details. I don't know this will get my number.
My contact is public. It's a business number.
It's an overseas number. So, am I available? Can I share the number?
Yeah, my number.
All right, okay, will do. Thank you.
That number is public, man. It's,
Cool.
it's a business number.
I just wanted to know.
Bing, I would wrap up by saying that on the 9th of April, when the volcano was erupting, Susan Duggan, on behalf of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, signed an illegal document with Reno for the Richmond Quarry. Chichi catchers were affected, still yet has not been paid. Farmers were affected, many have not been paid, many have not received relocation of lands. Fishermen were affected because Reno is dirty in the river and dirty in the sea. Fishermen can't die, they can't throw their seine. You could hardly get fish to buy in St. Vincent today. Why? Because it's not Windward and not Leeward who used to supply the fish market in Kingston. The guys at Rose Place used to sell most of their fish to the hotels and stuff in Villa. The Grenadines people who fish sell their fish to the hotels in Mustique, Canawan, and Beckwith. It's not Leeward and not Windward who used to dump fish in the fish market in Kingston. My brother is one of them, I know. And this is your struggle today, my people, where you can't get fish to buy in this country. Reno is part and parcel of the problem. Because he's not only dirty in North Leeward ocean front, it's going all the way around to the Windward side ocean front. State violence against the people of North Leeward. Absolute violence. Absolute disrespect. Absolute wickedness on behalf of this government.
All right, my brother.
And the silence continues. What about the doc? Anything to say on these clips?
Well, he can't come in unless you go. Well, shucks. All right, Travis. Travis, that was what you call a serious kick in the gut piece of research, information this morning that you gave. That is what you call fourth estate work you did this morning. Let's bring in Dr. Richards. Doc, we know you're late. We know we're late with you. We want to give you back all of your time this morning. We've got the time. Shady, let's bring in Dr. Richards. Let's go with his intro, please. Wow. I'm still in disbelief with some of what.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Good morning, Doc. Bring him forward, please, guys. Hello. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
Morning. Any feedback or any audio problems? Issues?
No, I'm here. I'm hearing quite well. I just want to jump into my commentary. Good morning to all of the listeners. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and wherever you are. I trust that as you move into the Palm Sunday weekend, that you are very focused and deliberate in your thoughts about what's going to unfold. I am not going to. It's not that I'm diminishing any of the commentary. All of it this morning. Dealing with important issues, beginning with Jomo and then Mr. Weeks and the way he responded, particularly to just the way he responded, and then Candyman was known, and then Travis brought up some issues there. So I'm not diminishing the importance of what was said by any of these commentators. It's just that yesterday I signaled that I am going to be very intentional today and not share the time with other things to get distracted, but to speak about the meaning of this Palm Sunday thing and what it means for us. Popularity and the acclaim of people. To what extent should you be able to hold your ground and hold your own, even when it is not popular? In order to be a people's man, and to maintain the popularity with the crowd, so that you don't lose that. How important it is to be popular with the crowd. I thought that question was answered very pointedly by Jesus, and it is something that is current. The things we do for popularity and to be sure that no one bashes us on Facebook, or no one says something negative about us. These are issues that I grapple with. Personally, I grapple with. Because apparently popularity and maintaining the favor with the crowd is a very important thing. Certainly to politicians. I know how important that is to politicians, where your power and your tenure to rule is determined by popular constituency vote. Who is most popular in the constituency, or which person gets the popular vote in the constituency. And by dint of that, if you can get more constituencies than the other party, then you are in power. So I know how important that is to politicians. I know how important it is to maintain the favor of the people and to be sure that the crowd is behind you, which is why not just Trump talks about crowd size. Both parties here talk about crowd size all the time. How many thousands showed up, or sometimes how many did not show up, and how sparse it was, and giving all kind of reasons to account for the thing. So yeah, how many people we see behind us, or how many people we feel behind us, it matters. And what does all of this have to do with Palm Sunday and the example Jesus set? And it's the way Jesus was so countercultural. In other words, he was not dotting the cultural I's and crossing the T's and checking the boxes. He was rather counterintuitive in the way he dealt with this matter of popularity. It would seem like his passion and his objective, and to remain true to his objective, mattered more to him than the popularity of the people. So he rides into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. We all know it well. We know the story well. The palm branches that was placed before him, and they were waving. The clothing that was thrown so that he could have a red carpet, so to speak, or their version of a red carpet. And the shouts, the same kind of shouting that was done in the Old Testament when the king was anointed, the very same thing was said. Blessed is Hosanna, Hosanna. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. They were thinking, this is our king, this is our ruler, this is our guy. This is the guy who's going to fix us politically and socially. And however else we were disenfranchised by the Romans, this was the guy who was going to take up the mantle of power. And he is as popular as all get out. Now, from the point of view of Jesus, riding, deliberately said, riding that wave of popularity and being ushered into certainly the public's heart. And you hope that he would take up the office that Caiaphas and all the others had. But he didn't seem interested in that at all. I mean, the very next day after they were calling him king, he did something that was unthinkable. Some of the very people who Well, yeah, you my guy, I am with you. I'm a loyalist. I am with you. The very next day, the Monday, he rode into walked into Jerusalem, and he went to the temple as was his usual custom when he was in Jerusalem. Ever since he was 12 years old, at the temple, and he goes to the temple, and what he sees there, just totally aggravates him. There was not a sense of the spiritual, but more of a transactional. We're doing at this temple what is necessary. And there was some money, there was some trading, money passing, and all of that. But he said, come on, this is supposed to be a place of prayer. The priority of prayer, the priority of the spiritual over the carnal, or the priority of the spiritual over your economic means and getting by. But you're like, no, but this is how we make our living. And so what they were doing is putting the whole thing of making a living over the respect and the propriety that should go with the things of God. And there are people today who do that. I mean, transactionalism, you get by, you do what you have to do. You shun God off to the side, whether to go to church or to pray or to observe special observances like the Palm Sunday and all of that. No time with that, because you got life to live. And these things get in the way of living your life. So what does Jesus do? He clears the temple. The very place where they were doing the transactions, the money changers table, he just flipped the thing. He knew, he's got to know he was aggravating people. I don't know if I have the nerve to do that. I wish I had the nerve to do that. To know that rightful action would aggravate people, still do it. Rightful action would mean you will lose popularity, still do it. Rightful action means that some of the people who are in your corner are claiming and praising and applauding like they did on the Sunday, because they said, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the highest. But when people whispering in your ear, and when people shouting you up, or when people bigging you up, and when people buttering you up on all kind of sides, left, right, and center, do you have the nerve? Do you have the courage? Because you need them. Because they're on your side. Do you have the courage to turn their money table? Because you're upsetting the living and you're cutting down the breadfruit tree. And they will come for you. They are going to come for you. Do you have the courage? I mean, this is so counterintuitive, like I said. It doesn't add up. If you want to do something significant, which is what Jesus wanted to do, don't you want the popularity of the people? Don't you want to keep them on your side? You're going to encounter those that represent the Romans, Pilate and Herod, who were kingpins for the Roman oppression. And you're going to encounter them, and you need the support of the Jewish people. And you felt it on Sunday, Palm Sunday. You felt the support. Would you disenfranchise yourself from them? Would you anger them? Would you not try your best to accommodate them and walk with them and turn a blind eye to the things that they're doing wrong? Doesn't that make sense? Do what keeps the people happy and do what keeps them on your side. Doesn't that make sense? But he didn't do that. I mean, he cut down their breadfruit tree. He went in the very next day. It didn't take a week. It didn't take 2 weeks. It didn't take 3 weeks. The very next day, he went and he flipped the money changers table. And he ran them out. Some versions of it said that he used a whip. He ran them out. And he condemned them and he disavowed them. And they were the very people who were his base. Sometimes we are loyal to a fault. And sometimes we so crave the popular support or we are so afraid of the censure of others that, You know, they're gonna get you on Facebook, or they're gonna get you here, they're gonna hit you here. So, you know, keep yourself quiet. Just keep in your lane. Don't say anything. All right. Jesus just and I'll tell you why, because I have to wrap up. I'll tell you why Jesus did that, and why it challenges me, and why I wish that I could live up to that. Because his way is just not our way. And I am yet to learn that. I am trying to learn that. I mean, when you think of it, his mantra and his way of doing things, it run counters to our human logic and human way of thinking. Because his way is like, hey, when you think you're gaining, you're actually losing. And he said it as much. And sometimes you gain the world and you lose your soul. Mark chapter 8, 34 to 37. He said it. A lot of times you go for the gain, and you count and you check up, you know what I mean? But you're losing something that you don't see that you're losing. I have to watch that. The other thing that he said too that is so countercultural, he said, the way up is actually down. And that's why he died and went into the grave, because he knew it. In fact, in John, he actually said in the book of John, he said, unless I be lifted up. In fact, before he said that, he said, unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, you're not going to get what should be produced. There's a sense of going down and allowing yourself to be submissive or beaten down. And that is the path that is. But we don't like the path of being beaten down. We don't like being beaten down. I know this when I'm on my knees. That's the way up. You don't like being beaten down, but Jesus said this, boy, if you want to get up, you gotta be willing to go down. He also said that loss, which is a counter to what I just said the first time, or the reverse. Loss is gain. Because you might lose this world, but you might win you might lose friends, but that is a gain. Being was the song you just played, that is a blessing. Some of our losses could be blessings. And Jesus was trying to instill that on that week that started with Palm Sunday. That week that started with Palm Sunday, he was showing, guys, this is the way, this is the way. Don't mind if you lose some friends. Don't mind. You might lose some income. You might lose some support. You might lose this. You might lose that. Don't mind if you lose, because your greater gain might come out of that loss. If I had time, I would dig into that and unpack it a little bit more. And then this last thing that he exemplified on the cross, when he died on the cross. It must have seemed like a terrible defeat to him. It must have seemed as if to all those who followed him, in fact, they ran from him. Every one of them ran from him. And Peter followed afar off, but they ran. And it must seem that this is the man we followed, and he dies on a cross. This is the man. What total failure. They put him in a tomb. What total failure. And it seemed to all and sundry, it seemed that he had lost. He had lost his cause, his effort, his platform. It all went up in flames. I mean, his blood is dripping from the cross. He's done. If you read 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and particularly verse 50 to 58, you would find out that when he shouted from the cross, it is finished. He wasn't saying, I've lost, it's over. He basically said, deal done. I did what I came to do. And losing, sometimes when you lose, that's when you win. And sometimes when you think you win, and that's why in counseling, when I counsel people, relationship and couples and all of that, I usually say to the men or to the women, be careful, Because when you win all these arguments and you bash and you beat up and you do all of these things and you keep thinking you're winning, you're losing a little bit more of that guy, but you don't know. You're losing that guy slowly. You keep cussing him out, you keep chewing him out, you keep chopping him down, and you think, yeah, you win, you feel good, but you're losing. Same with the guys. You might think that you're winning, but you're losing. And in the same way, in all of life, in relationship with people and how we interact with people and how we do things and our social transactions, don't be so caught up in winning. Even winning arguments, I listen things back and forth here on the radio, and people try to make their point and try to win. Sometimes when you think you win, you lose. You lose people that you don't even know that you have lost. You lose. And sometimes when it seems like, boy, you've lost, you have gained respect and you have won. So Jesus teaches us that popularity is not the most important thing, which is again countercultural to what we do today. Popularity is not the most important thing to go for, but principle. And you see what I did there? Always principles over popularity. But that's a very, very hard choice to make. I hope that you have a very blessed Palm Sunday weekend leading into your Easter weekend.
All right, Doc, thank you very much. You did say yesterday morning that this is what you're going to deal with exclusively. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I did say that. So it's not that I'm running from issues or anything. I know people might say that, but it's not that I want to please the people and do what they want. I just want to do what is principled, and it's my last commentary before Palm Sunday, so I wanted to do what was right. Also, find a church where you can visit this Palm Sunday. Of course, a lot of people love to come to Kingston Baptist Church to worship. We are located right at the entrance to the Botanical Gardens, white building there. And come early, we start at 10 o'clock. I hope you will join us. By the way, the title of the sermon is a wonderful sermon coming up this Sunday. Ride on, King Jesus. Guys, have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, Doc, and you have a great one as well too. All right, this is your weekend. This is your time. Let's
all right, thanks, bye.
You have a good one yourself. All right, thank you. Well, as we come to the end of the program, Shady's out of the studio, so I don't know where to find him. Could someone get Shady back in the studio for me, please? As we wrap up this morning, what an interesting one this morning. It was interesting in many ways. We had, and we still have, technical difficulties with the boom page. Well, I want to step away from the mic to get Shady in, but if I do, there'll be dead air, and there shouldn't be any dead air on radio. We had and continue to have some technical problems with regards to our Boom Facebook live page. So we're not live on the Facebook on Boom page, but you can get us on the IKTV page as we wrap up. If you want to call, we have a couple of minutes. You can call now. The phone line have been going all throughout Dr. Richard's segment. You can call now if you want to get in on anything on the program this morning. What an interesting one we had this morning. Very interesting indeed. Everyone had a very interesting, something different. Everyone had something different to say, and everyone had an interesting commentary. Very interested indeed, Travis as well too. Good morning. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
Hey, being Troy Prince here. Thanks for the opportunity, man. I just wanna give Travis his flowers.
Yeah.
On the issue regarding Reno. I definitely love the fact that he is not putting it to bed. But I want to just flag a few things that came out from the videos that Travis showed. And he said it right by saying that the fact that we had the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries representing Reno, and not agriculture and fisheries representing Reno at that quote-unquote consultation is a big disgrace to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and even more so not Leeward. As well, he was accompanied by the Minister of Tourism. Tourism, not Leeward, is known to have some of the most attractive of tourism sites. And that ugly picture of a quarry right there in Richmond How can the Minister of Tourism, the representative for North Leeward, proudly stand up at that quote-unquote consultation and defend Reno? And you paid attention to something that came out in one of the videos where Carlos made mention of reopening a gas station in North Leeward, and the people clapped.
Yes, and everyone applaud. I mean, like I was like, wow, yeah.
The people clapped.
They were excited. Everyone was excited about that.
I was in St. Vincent when that meeting took place, but I didn't get the chance to attend. But I watched the video, and when I heard that being that thing, it hurt me to the core of my soul that they clapped for that. But you know what I'm going to ask the people of North Leeward this time around?
Hold on. Why did it hurt you? I thought you would be excited about that. That a gas station will be coming to North Leeward.
It must hurt me, Bing, because in the first place, they are the reason why we do not have a gas station in North Leeward. He mentioned reopening of the fisheries complex. Is Carlos forgetting that when his government?
Hold on. I don't want to. You're gonna continue, but who? When you said they, who do you mean? They meaning
the
who?
Government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
How so?
There is the road in Cumberland that was compromised since 2013. That road it hasn't even been fixed until this Bing. And the terrain to travel to North Leeward is such a mountainous terrain. It's such a treacherous journey for these big gas trucks that it is very much unsafe for them to travel up to North Leeward. And then to have such a compromised road right there in Cumberland, which once that road collapsed, there is no way to get...
Troy, I get your way to saying about the road, right? And I haven't been up to North Leeward in a long time. Specifically, one of the reasons because of that road, right? However, saying that you can't have a gas station because of the bad road is not an excuse. Because I know
agree.
that what about the boats? The boats.
Well,
I mean, what about taking the gas down via the sea?
And these are some of the things that definitely were looked at as solutions to our problem in North Leeward for not having readily accessible gas. It is up to now the private person who is going to decide to operate a gas station to decide whether or not it's going to be lucrative for him or her to have the gas being transported via boat or use the road system in North Leeward. So it's up to the person who decides to open this gas station how lucrative it is going to be, and just know that this, of course, is going to be a private investment, not so much a public investment.
But the fact
so
that
it's up to the government.
The MP said, he stated it as a fact. I got it as a fact when he said it, and I'm sure a lot of people there. That's why people applauded. Thought that this was really going to hapen. You know,
and it has. It has.
You have to have government license, you know, and government must be involved in having a gas station in North Leeward. They have to. I mean, I can't see it being done without the government involvement.
I agree. So then it's for them to come to that compromise or that agreement and decide how are we going to be able to help whoever or whichever private investor to open a gas station so that the people of North Leeward can have access to gas. But being also, I want the people of North Leeward to pay attention that in 2001, we were given a brand new fisheries complex from Japan. That fisheries complex is yet to ever been opened and used and operated for the purpose for which it was intended for. How can Carlos stand up there in 2022 and say that they are going to reopen that fisheries complex? This is 2025, and I will tell you, it is in a worse condition than it was in 2022. Are the people of North Leeward come election this year, are they going to clap again for Carlos when he comes again? He's going to campaign on this. He is going to say, I'm going to open the fisheries complex in Chateaubelair. He's going to say it again. He's going to promise us another gas station. He's going to promise us the opening of the agricultural depot. These are the same things he campaigned about last election, and I am certain he's going to use them again to try and win the election in North Leeward. And I would be so upset with my people in North Leeward if they vote back ULP into office after seeing that since 2015, these promises were being made. This is 2025. and they are yet to be fulfilled. Are we going to allow ourselves to be fooled again by these wicked politicians? So, Travis, I want to say thank you so much for keeping that fight. I'm sorry I am not there on the ground to give you the support, but I would write as much as I can about it, and I would take these opportunities to call in and, of course, put Reno out of North Leeward, because that's what I want to see. I want to see the back end of Reno, because he was too arrogant in the beginning. The government was too disrespectful of the people of North Leeward. They promised the farmers all sorts of things. They are yet to receive all these things, and that I cannot accept Reno in North Leeward for another 30 years. Thank you, Big.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you very much. Another interesting one indeed. Wow. I tell you, I mean, and people get upset with us who provide platforms like these radio stations and all of that. But come on. This is not the time in the 80s or the 70s or even more the 90s when you didn't have the technology of social media and people recording. So it wasn't Travis coming and say, well, this person said this and this person said that. You saw and you heard the recordings of what was being said. You heard the recordings from the minister, from the people. Call good morning. Could you please turn on the radio in the background, please? Please.
Sorry about that, Bing. Sorry about that.
Yes, Dave. Good morning.
Hey, now, this is a period when I cannot tolerate stupidity, ignorance, and tomfoolery of a nation of people. Why we, as a nation of people, yes, we may not have the same education, but basic common sense, as they say, sense was made before book. But what's wrong with some of we? What is wrong with some of us? Huh? Who boast about this and, who we are, our credentials and all of that. Total hogwash. Huh? In this day and age, how much years since this slavery ended? And yet we all in St. Vincent and the Grenadines does not demonstrate that slavery has ended or we have emancipated ourselves to a higher level in the year 2025. Let me tell you something, Calling to somebody, I don't give a damn if St. Vincent and the Grenadines sink or float under this kind of administration. Because, as far as I'm concerned, they have made asses, fools of our people, and up to now our people can't see the light of them, man. Even you had your own regret, and now I hear you bawling, lamenting, and all of that. But let me leave all those who believe that we have a demigod and we have to worship him until death do us part. Have a good day, my brother.
You too, my brother. You have an exceptionally good day as well, too. I must add. Sorry about that, caller. Well, we're going to wrap it up now. I tell you, it was a very interesting one, and I'm sorry that our Boom Facebook live feed was down this morning. I know it would have really caused us, though, but I will instruct the staff to clip some of the technical stuff and put them on some of the content and put them on the Boom page for those who would have missed it this morning, because a lot of persons don't know about the IKTV page. Caller, good morning. You're the absolute final caller. Good morning.
The Badman of morning radio.
Good morning.
Hey now, Bing, I tell you, I can't listen to no other radio station at morning. Boom would always get my support. I tell you straight up. And I hope all the people who listen to you do the same thing. Continue to support our radio station. You had some excellent, I ain't saying all, listen to my words, listen now. You had some excellent presentations.
Your confusion is doing.
No. You're being old lad, man. I mean, I'm nearly 64 in another week and a half. You think people could railroad me with nonsense? That is why I use the word some and not all. You understand? People could decide who they figure was good and who ain't good. I know who is good. But even Dave's contribution just now was good. You understand? And Dave, never mind his support for who I mean, everybody's entitled to support who they want. But Dave made some excellent points. What is wrong with the thinking of people? Why are people so loyal to one specific party and they don't look at policies? Like Dave said it, and this is something me and other people that say all the time, common sense met before book. A lot of people sound smart. They got all kind of credentials. They've been here, but they ain't got no common sense. And that is how they trick the vast populace of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Oh, because this one is this one is that. He went to this university, he went to the common sense alone could walk you through what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. Common sense. All you gotta do is sit down and think. And it's the same thing over and over and over. And I like how some of the people, like Travis said it, and Troy, the opposition, what is the job of the opposition? You know, you got issues for particular constituency and people not coming out to the point where they should and really blast this thing to oblivion. I was the first one put pictures on your Facebook thing when I was in the studio with you with what was going on in North Leeward. I could imagine what it is now. And you see Travis, people could say what they want about Travis. Travis, I am telling you, just like Troy said, you did a fantastic job this morning. You see how words just come back to catch up with people? Now, that should put into context. Listen to me, people. Put into context what thing. Remember I said your thing the other day? What politicians do? Yes. One of these mornings you should play. You should play on your station and let people get a good grasp of what is going on, not just in St. Vincent. It's all over the world, and people got to start thinking and make things and change things for future. Me ain't worried about me, you know. Me ain't almost won't be got, but I don't live most of my life already. But it's always the ones behind, being your children and your grandchildren and everybody else. And you got an obligation to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and your children to put the information out there so that they could make better decisions. Let me tell you something here. You're doing a fantastic job. Never mind, you know, people that's watching this and that. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
And
buddy.
you know you always got my support. I don't
brother.
care what they say.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
You got people running. You know. I mean, you and I talk about you always offer me a segment on your radio program. One of these days I will take you for anything of me. But I know I'm gonna stir up a whole them in just regular ants. Them got all kind of ants in it, fire ants, stack, everything. If you see I start. People don't like to hate, because I tell you one thing, I would never be a hypocrite. Never. All they could put this back in my face anytime, guys. I would never be hypocritical on issues, policies, and people. If I see you doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you. I don't care whether you like me or not. Stephen and I just have our tips all the time. But guess what? Stephen and I could still stand up and have a good conversation. Because people are allowed to have differences. People are allowed to have choices or make choices. But I tell all you already, you see that color thing? Once you introduce color in any political realm, it's created specifically to divide people. That's what it is. And people just got to sit down and think. That's what it is. And that is where all the animosity and, in some cases, a lot of stupidity comes from. The division. And it's like the old saying, you divide and you conquer. People got to wake up. Wake up, guys. Excellent contributions, guys. Right. Thank you. Did a fantastic job
Thank
again.
you, my brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have yourself a good one today, all right? Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. No more calls. Not taking any more calls. I see the phone lines ringing. That was the last call. I said it before I took the last one. So if you call in, please hang up. I will not be taking your call. Those of you, yes, thank you very much for stop calling. It's going to be an interesting week next week. I tell you. It's going to be a very interesting week next week. Very, very interesting week next week it's going to be. All right. And look out for some interesting things to happen on OMG next week. Look out for some interesting moves next week. I tell you, it's becoming like a chess game now. We gone from stop playing checkers to chess now. Wow. Look out some moves. You might just want to see some moves next week. All right. I really, 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 really want to tip my hat to Travis for the excellent work he did. I know some of you on the other side, and I'm speaking politically now, may not want to agree or may not agree with what came out in Travis' segment politically, and that's understood because you're supporting a political party and you don't want to hear these things about your political party. However, from the standpoint of the practicing of a member of the Fourth Estate, because that's what he is now, from the standpoint of a member of someone who's doing some serious research, you gotta give him his applause. You gotta give Travis some applause for the type of research that went into what he did this morning. You gotta give Travis some applause for a lot of what he does. You may not agree if you're on the other side, but Travis is doing some serious work. And as when his segment was finished this morning, I said that was a serious kick in the stomach. Because I know a lot of people would feel that way. Like the stomach and your chin is the two hardest places where you can get a serious slash. A kick in the chin or on your stomach, my gosh. I don't know which one was harder this morning. But really, really great work, Travis. And, really, really, really good job. And some people trying to reach you, boy. I see some kind of writing there. They were like Mandarin trying to reach you, boy. Wow, good job to you, and good job to you. Listen, tomorrow morning I will not be in. The Fugitive will be in tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning there will be an interesting an interview at 7:30 with the Fugitive, which the Fugitive will be doing. Make sure you stick around for that. Tomorrow morning, stick around. The Fugitive will be on because I will not be on tomorrow morning. And I'm saying so because I don't want you all to not be here with him tomorrow. I want you all to be with him tomorrow. The same way you're here with me on mornings. I want you to be here. It's not about me. It's about the brand. It's about the program. It's about the station. And I keep saying all the time, what goes on in OMG is not just me. I'm just the face and the voice. Shady is just the DJ and sometimes the voice. But there's a whole production, you see over this smiley face off, that goes into OMG. All right? So don't just come and enjoy and say, it's the best thing when I'm on. when other people are doing the program as well, you gotta give them the support because OMG is OMG. I may be the initiator, I may be the one that started it, but it's OMG. No matter who's doing it, it's the brand. All right? Remember, it's the brand, OMG. So make sure you be here tomorrow morning, Fred. And then, as I said, next week is going to be interesting. Look out. You're going to see some serious moves next week. You might see some changes next week. All right? Next week is going to be interesting. Don't have yourself a good day today, Shady, but have yourself a what?
A great day.
Today, we gone. Until Monday morning for me, until tomorrow morning.
How you like the 120s?
You're going back with that. Being getting into all the parties, your comrade, being getting into you and your comrade business. I just want my $100. I don't care if you give me it in 25 cents. I go into church on Sunday. I go to them for collection. I don't care if you give me the $100 in 25 cents.
You're going to pass the church?
It's only one. Of course. Because I'm going to church for Palm Sunday. I don't care how you give him $100, just give him $100. We had a bet. Yeah, we had a bet, and I won my bet. You feel bad. Tell me if you kind of bad. If you kind of bad. Hey, listen, we had a good one this morning, all right? And once again, we apologize for the Boom Facebook live page. That's down. It's still down, and we're working on it to get it back up. But it will definitely be back up today, and it will be back up for tomorrow morning as well too. All right. Until then, be good. Don't be good, but be great. We gotta love you.